All right, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. We're gonna give it a couple seconds, let people come in. But I'm speaking to those that's watching back on the video right now. Welcome to another segment at Butaland at Temple Kifarim, where we go over. We have a lesson today. We have a guest speaker today. He should be here soon. But in the meantime, we will be doing what we're thankful for. So please, everyone that's present now, make sure you share the link. If you are on YouTube right now, please share the link to your family and your friends because today is going to be an awesome, as every weekend is, every Shabbat is, it's going to be an awesome class. Um, Make sure you subscribe if you have not subscribed yet, and encourage those that you send this link to subscribe because, again, every lesson, every class, we are going to learn something to help our growth, to help our journey with the Most High Power, the eternal power, the Creator. All right. So today, at this class, we start with what we're thankful for. So we're going to start with those that's here, and then those that's on YouTube or Facebook. Make sure you put what you're thankful for in the chat. We will read it. We will share it. All right. So is there anyone here that would like to start off by telling the viewers what you are thankful for, giving honor and praise to the Most High? All right. While everyone is not jumping too quick, again, people that's on the chat on the YouTube, please put it in the chat and we will read it. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Kayilya.
Shabbat shalom. Lakalam. I am thankful for good health and extra rest days from work. We had a storm here in Philly the other day, and even though parts of our house did get messed up, I'm thankful that it wasn't like super bad. But my school actually ran out, couldn't get power for like the next 3 days, which means I didn't have to go to work for the next 3 days. And I think I'm off for Martin Luther King Day too, this coming up Monday. So it's been like an extra long, restful week, and I'm really thankful for that. And I'm thankful for just like health in general. So, shalom.
May the Most High be praised. May the Most High be praised. Sorabah.
Told for that. And I can't wait to say what I'm thankful for, feeding off what you brought out, Gabert, Autumn. For those that just tuning in, we saw a few more people come in. This is the portion of the class where we say what we're thankful for, giving honor and praise to the Most High of anything that has happened this week that you want to present to the family. All right. And we will share it so those of us here can see it. Anyone else here want to share what they're thankful for?
Okay. Shabbat shalom, likulam. I want to first give praise and honor and esteem to the Most High for life, for health, for strength, for another day of rest. I was waiting to give what I'm thankful for until a coach Kailia came in, and she came in right on time because I was about to say I'm thankful for the seen and the unseen. You never know who the Most High has working with you. And you just never know who the Most High has in your life that's going to be connected to your family. So as you all know, my mother has been suffering from sciatic pain for, I'm going to even say a month right now. And I didn't know that our guest speakers, Isha, was helping my aim or Ema until I was talking to my sister on the phone. And my sister brought up, she was like, it's a sister. She brought up her other name. She didn't know her Hebrew name. And she was like, it's a sister that's been helping and aiding with making sure my aim was getting better with herbs and even with some, even with other treatments that could help aid her in her vitamins and things like that. And so when she told me the name, I was like, yes. And she even told her that she had met me. And I just thought it was great. And me and my sister were very grateful and overjoyed that it was a sister in this walk that was aiding my aim, because this has been a very Very challenging time for my aim, very honestly. I've spoken with her, cried with her, just getting through the pain. It's a lot. And as daughters with our aim, we know that there's a certain type of feel that we have for our mothers, especially if we're close to our mothers. And I'm just grateful for all my family. I'm grateful for the sister who didn't even really know my aim like that, stepping in and helping. So I definitely had to reach out and give her praise respectfully for the help that she has done. You, like I said, you never know who the Most High has in your life to help you. So I'm grateful for that. I'm definitely grateful for my Beulah family, grateful for my Ish. I'm sorry if I went in the wrong order, y'all. I just when I saw her name, I was waiting for her to come in because I'm, like I said, I'm really grateful because my mom has been recovering, but it has been a tedious process, to be very honest, very tedious process. So, like I said, I'm grateful, definitely grateful for the head of our household. Nasik Shema, my Ish. I'm grateful for him leading and guiding us. I'm grateful for everyone here at Beulah Land and Typically Kareem for basically holding down the fort, whether they're off somewhere or here. Everybody's always in their respective place. And like I said, I'm grateful. And I can definitely say that community is very, very, very important and very crucial for all of us. Whether you're single or you're married, community is very important. I'm grateful for community because where you lack, the other person picks up for you. Where they lack, you pick up for that person. And I can truly say without a shadow of a doubt that my community, our community has definitely been there for one another. And I'm super grateful. I'm super grateful. So may the Most High be praised and Zehu.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah, Toda Rabbah, Toda Rabbah. How did Sister Kayelia connect with your imam? How did that happen?
So my mother and my father, my Slika, have a off-grid page on Facebook, and I believe that there's an elder or a Moreh by the name of Samag Tazawar that's in there, and they're connected, I believe, with Virginia congregations. And my sister, I believe she put up a post asking for aid or maybe some advice. And she said that a brother connected the occult Kayelia with her. And she said that's how they ended up speaking. So I thought that was awesome.
Wonderful. Now you see how that worked? Now, had the Israelite community not stuck together, not looking out for each other, then that union, that bond would have never happened. But also, I'd like to also give a shout out because my sister stepped up to the plate. She didn't have to step up. Let me tell you something now. I've been in Israel for almost 30-something years. And a lot of Israelites will have the ability to help you through a hard time and will keep their hands off the situation, keep their mouth shut. Even if you come to them, they'll back away. So you got to take your hat off and say salute. May the Most High bless the sister. May the Most High give her extreme life and longevity and extreme blessings because both her and her husband has been showing themselves to be different type of Israelites. And that's good. May the Most High be praised. That's extremely important. Extreme. And look at the connection. Mm-hmm. She didn't know who she was helping, but now she do. The Creator just brought that union full force. Man, don't doubt the power of the Creator. I'm telling y'all, family, when you're on a serious path to worship this King, to serve this King, and your life is truly dedicated to Him, He will make things happen in your life that you ain't even got no control over for your good, for your benefit, and for your blessings. So praise the Most High forever and forever. Toda Rabbah, that's a great testimony. I mean, I might be blowing it real high because it is real high. You know, I don't want to prolong this, but listen, family, it's hard to get somebody to do something for each other. We got people stealing, people robbing, people throwing bad names on you, trying to make up stuff to just do what they want to do in this life, man. Some of them ignore you, act like they don't even know you, and they know you are in need. That's what this is all about, helping each other, being there for each other. This is real, man, so I'm just excited. That's all. When I heard that, it just made me smile on the inside with joy. That somebody, I shouldn't have been surprised though, because she like they all right. They on top, they doing their thing. I speak about her husband all the time. So it doesn't surprise me that that's who it is that stood up. But I guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, there was at least 5 to 10 other people that was able to do and able to help that just ran over it and kept on moving.
Mm-hmm.
But follow the spirit of the Most High. The Most High don't make mistakes. He ties together these bonds for a reason. It's up to us to recognize what it is that the Most High is trying to do. And as long as your essence is pure with this king, he's going to build that house and build that house and build that house. And certain individuals are not going to be allowed in that house because they're not right. And let him do the weeding out. We ain't got to do nothing. They go, I don't want to talk to them no more. I don't want to go be on their page. I don't want to sit with them. Oh, I don't want to be in that. It ain't because they really found reason against the law to separate from us. It's going to be because their spirit is not where ours is striving to be. And anything, when you dedicate your life to this king, anything that's not right for you, he's going to remove it from you. Long as you don't go chase it down after he removes it. Because, we got a habit of not wanting to let things go. And we have to learn that when the Most High moves things out of your life, let it go. And when he moves things in your life, you have to learn to embrace it and accept it. May the Most High be praised. I'm done.
Now we needed that energy. Appreciate it, Prince. We need that energy. Hopefully those of you that's listening felt that energy. Those that might be stressing or going through anything definitely felt that energy. And I want to go, before I go into the next person that bring out there what they're thankful for, I want to read some of the comments. I think it's a couple of people that said it. We have Zakana Gwendolyn. She's on the Facebook portion right now. And she said, I am thankful for another Shabbat day and knowing that the Creator is the Elohim, or the Most High Power.
Shabbat Shalom, Sister Gwendolyn. Shabbat Shalom. May the Most High be praised.
Toda. We have Gaberet Chaza, and she said, I am thankful for all the respectable men who make a difference in this world. Toda.
Shabbat Shalom, sis. Thank you very much.
We pray that we can be one of those. We're one of those men to the people. Hopefully, Most High willing. Toda for that, and Toda for, inspiring and encouraging the men that's trying to do something. We really appreciate you. All right, is there any more that we have? Oh, there we go. We have Gaberet Kailia. She says, I am thankful for family, the Most High's love, Yah's love, and a Yah-fearing husband. And that husband, for those that are wondering, is going to be our guest speaker today. My friend, my brother, my sometimes playing enemy. I'm playing. And Moreh Daud. So you all will be hearing from him soon. He's getting stuff together, and we are excited to hear from him. All right. Is there anyone else that we have that said anything?
Shabbat Shalom, Lakulam. Sorry, my voice is kind of low. I'm thankful, Most High. First and foremost, I'm thankful to the Creator for life. I'm thankful to the Most High for the blessings that He has bestowed upon my life for the entirety of my life. This Shabbat for me is a very somber Shabbat, but I'm thankful the Most High has blessed me with the family that I have through blood, through sweat, tears, love, through the community that I have in Beulah land. I'm thankful for my husband, for the strength that he possesses and that he places upon me. I'm doing my best to stay non-emotional, but I'm thankful Most High allowed my father, my twin, my cousin to travel mercy on the highways for 14 hours straight. I had to drive straight by myself because couple of people in the car didn't have licenses, and I didn't want to take a chance. But I drove straight through the night, which I never do. But the purpose was to be able to get to my uncle's bedside before he took his final breath. And so we made it in time, and we had a very beautiful evening with him where we sang to him, and we were able to sit and tell him all of our favorite moments with him and tell him how much we appreciated him and the sacrifices he made for not just us, his family, but for the nation, for people worldwide. And after we said thank you and everything we had to say, he asked, did everybody say what they wanted to say? And everybody said yes. And then he proceeded to speak and give us his thank yous and share with us how much he loved us. And my uncle served 33 years in the prison, in the United States prison, for standing up for the liberation of Black people. And he's been released from prison for 9 years. So these last 9 years of his life of freedom outside of the bars was a celebration for these years. And so while I will always remember him as a warrior, as I told him, he's my superhero. And the life I've lived, I have quite a few superheroes that I've witnessed leave this earth, and I've had the pleasure of growing under and being reared under and taken care of. But this particular uncle is my favorite uncle. He's the one who, when I was a baby, would walk the floors with me because I cried. And my mom used to get tired and my father would be out working. And so to see him in the stages of the last days of his life was a blessing. Even through the pain, it was a blessing to be able to hold his hand, to be able to massage his legs and feet, to be able to rub his head, and to be able to give him just a little bit of what he gave me in all my life. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful for his life. I'm thankful that the Creator gave him mercy to be able to come out of those prisons and bless us and see us. It's so much to say about him, but I'll type his name in the, because if you Google him, it's so much to understand of a warrior he was, he is, and he'll forever be. And so my prayer today and always is that the Most High continues to be with each and every one of us and give us the strength to endure through great times and bad times. And for us to look at our ancestors, our forefathers and foremothers, and those amongst us who do the job that he has put on their plate to do and do it humbly and with integrity. Just a little bit, my uncle, while in prison, he endured a torture that a common man wouldn't be able to endure. Like, they would take his nails and peel them off of his fingers to torture him, to say that he was no longer a freedom fighter. They would flush his head down the toilet, and then they would beat him to a pulp every week, let him heal and beat him again, just so he could denounce his love and dedication to the people. And he stood strong on his feet. So I'm proud to be able to say that I love him, that I honor his integrity and his strength. And I just pray that the Most High gives some of us who truly love the Most High that type of strength, warrior spirit, love for the people that he has given him. And as I say every week, I'm thankful that I made it to another Shabbat day. And I just pray that the Most High continues to be with each and every one of us. And my prayer to my father right now, who is the only living brother out of his brotherhood, because with my uncle passing yesterday, he's the only one left. And the pain that I see my father going through is something that is almost unbearable. And I just ask everybody to keep their prayer up for my father, because ever since my uncle passed, everybody's been calling me to check on him and to keep him in his strength. So thank you to the Creator, first and foremost, for this day and this opportunity to be amongst my people. I love my people. I'm a servant to the Most High, which means I'm a servant to you all. And I pray that the Most High continues to give me the strength to be a servant to you all, even with the disappointments. But I'm here to serve my people forever. That's what I was born to do, and that's what I'm gonna do to the day of my life, till I take my last breath. So, Toda Rabah. So,
Told Prince, I don't know if you wanted to say something before we continue.
Yeah.
It looked like you were speaking.
Yeah, I was talking to myself. I had the phone with the mic on mute. I was saying to the Rabbah, may the Most High be praised. And her uncle, her family, her family is, I talk about her family every time I get an opportunity to. They were unbelievable. The men, some of the women, they were unbelievable in the works that they did for people they don't even know. People like us that they didn't even know. They were sacrificing their lives so that we would have some of the things that we have today. And none of them went unpunished. Everybody went punished for the sacrifice they gave for their own people. Her family, her uncles, her mother, her biological mother, her biological father, and all her uncles and everybody was a part of the original Black Panther movement. You know, that thing that you don't hear too much about today? And this thing was all around in different cities and states within the United States. And these men was about it. You don't find too many males today that are willing to make that sacrifice for brotherhood. You don't find it. You know, we can't even eat. We can't even sleep. We on a run because they looking for us. So, bro, I got 9 children. I need to leave my 9 children with you and your wife so I could be free and continue the fight. And that fight, he might have to run for 8, 9 months. And you taking care of his children without complaining, without opening your mouth? Where that happened at in the Black community today? Who do you got in your life that you can go to and say, bro, I got to run and escape this? I'm not talking about you being on no foolish stuff. I'm talking about you living up and standing for your people. Fighting a cause, a revolutionary cause, to cause the freedom of your people to come out. Who do you know like that today? It's hard to find people like that in the midst of our community that's willing to sacrifice themselves for the benefit of the body. So when you find people like that, you got to hold on to them. You got to embrace them. And you got to do whatever you can do to make sure that their lives are at peace. That's how I do. That's how I see it to be. And anybody that's welcome into that brotherhood, I got to see similar traits within you. Other than that, you just, hey, what's up, man? Shalom. But when you find somebody like that, and sisters, same thing with y'all. When you find somebody like that, you hold on to them and you embrace them. And you bend over backwards, do backflips down the steps, fall, scratch your head up if you have to for them. And that's just the way it's got to be. We got to do it for ourselves. Ain't nobody else going to do it. They put up a post on Facebook today or yesterday. I just seen it today. And that post was that we don't have any Black leaders in the Torah Center Hebrew Israelite community. And that's a lie. Well, let me say, I'm not going to say it's a lie. I'm going to say it's a mistake. It's an error for someone to say that. And Nasik hit around the head. Nasik said, we do got them. Y'all just don't want to listen to them. Y'all don't want to participate and come together and do what's being said for y'all to do. And he's right. And that's what happens. So many of us are in denial of the workings of the Most High in the lives of people because we know the people. or somebody told us a story about the individual that took place 50 years ago. Come on now. Everybody has a chance. Everybody got a time. And this is your time. What you going to do with the time that the Most High is giving you? Those men of yesterday that my Isha is talking about, they paid their price. They sacrificed for us to be able to do what we're doing right today. Now, what sacrifices are we going to make for the future generations to come? How about we put down our differences and build a united front so that we can do something for our people? One of our elders, Elder Daud, and I'm not taking time, I'm not going to waste anything, but y'all need to know this. One of our elders in South Carolina, Elder Daud, he was burnt out of his house. Elder Daud got to be every bit of 78, 79 years old. Him and his Isha, they was burnt out of their house. They have nowhere to go. Well, he's with his daughter right now, but he's trying to build up his own house. He has a GoFundMe out. So if y'all can go find the GoFundMe for Akeem Daud, who was burned out of his house, please go find that page. And if the Most High puts it on your spirit, contribute and help the brother out. Why do I bring that up? I bring that up, first of all, because I really know that the brother needs help. Second of all, I bring it up because of this reason. A man like Akeem Daud, who's been in Israel almost long as we are old, almost all of us, there is no reason why in life that he should need anything, and we can't collectively give him what he needs. There's no reason in life why that man and his Isha, and his Isha is a soldier too. She's been in this way of life for many years. There's no reason why, if his house burned down today, tomorrow 50 of us should have been down there building him a new house. But because we don't have that type of movement going on with, oh man, we got that ego. Oh man, he was there, elder man. I don't know the boy like that. It prohibits us from working together, getting together and building and doing something for ourselves. But that's what we at Beulah Land, Temple Kifari, that's the direction we moving in. We ain't playing. Y'all ain't with it. It's cool. But that's where we at. That's what we're doing. And that's what we're making happen. Well, Prince, what you do about it? Now I'm going to tell you what Prince did about it. Prince offered the brother a place to stay. Come, stay with us. We'll take care of you. We'll provide for you. Because that's how it's supposed to be. Even if we ain't got it, we going to make it. We going to make it happen. And he will never miss a meal. He'll never miss a heat, warm, water, anything. If we have to go without, we'll make sure that our people are provided for. Israel has to feel like that. We got to understand it as a people. We got to make that sacrifice for the people who sacrificed for us. And it's usually our elders. There's no reason why any of our elders should be suffering right now today. And we got it collectively to make it happen. But thank you, Iman, for bringing that up. Thank you for putting that tone, setting that tone, because these things are needed to be heard in the nation today. It's too many people playing church in this nation. Too many of us are playing church. We just want to look good and sound good to the people, but we ain't about it. We're about it here in Beulah Land at Temple Kifari. We really about it. We living on the land. We eating off the land. We doing our very best to be what the Creator said for his children to be in this lifetime. We're doing our best to do it. And if you with it, then you can come and be a part of it too. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah.
Toda. Before myself, and if Moreh Daud wants to as well, and Prince say what we're thankful for, I'm going to read, well, actually, yeah, Gaber and Princess went already. I'm going to read some of the comments. Some of the comments, I'm just scrolling up. We have Gaber Chelsea. She says Shabbat Shalom, Mishpachah. We have Gaber Shadea. She says Shabbat Shalom, family. Of course, my Isha says Shalom. I'm grateful to see everyone today. Gaber Shadea says Hallelujah for traveling mercies. I think she was responding to Princess in her journey. We have Gaber Autumn. Todah for the Most High that your family got to make those memories together before his passing, sister wife. We have Geberet Khayilya, which is the Isha of Moreh Daud, our speaker today. Hallelujah, praying for your strength, comfort, and peace during this time. Todah for that loving last memory and for family. We have Geberet Chelsea again. My condolences, sis. Your strength and testimonies never cease to amaze me. May the Most High continue to bless and increase you. May the Most High give you perfect peace. My Ishai Todah Most High for real life heroes who have impacted the so-called Black community. All right. And that's basically about it. We have Princess responding to them, things of that nature. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you all what I'm thankful for. Then I'll pass the mic to Moreh Daud if he has anything he wants to say he's thankful for, and let Prince end it out before we get started with our lesson today. And I'll reintroduce Moreh Daud again. So what I'm thankful for, I'm land backing off of Geberet Autumn. First of all, I didn't know that you all was going through something like that out there, out in Philly. But out here in Sparta, Georgia, goodness gracious. I'm talking about, you all know we're waiting on the homes to get here. So we stand on campers, a few of us here in campers, and felt like we was in the eye of a tornado. I'm like, it was man, we have a huge open field cage for the two Rottweilers we have here, and one of the roof got blown right off of it. Thank the Most High didn't hit our camper because our camper is right next to it. But I'm just grateful that the Most High kept us safe. And then you talking about a warrior. I talked to Princess about it. She said, "Oh, we'll be all right." I'm like, "We're gonna be all right." What? I said, let me make some more calls. I trust what she said. I believe it, but let me just in case we need somewhere to go. But thankful for, and that's the type of people we have here. They got full belief in the Most High, which I do as well. But I always try to think and make sure, the Most High gives us the wisdom to prep too, So, but I'm thankful that we was good. I'm thankful that Princess Madiah made it out there, and she was able to see and speak with, hold, touch, love this great leader that we had. And I'm just thankful for another day of life and peace, and those of you that's tuning in and able to have another day of life as well. So that's something that we need to always take advantage of and be grateful for, and then take advice from what Princess brought out with her hero. And what we're all supposed to be is leaders. We're all leaders. Prince says that a lot. We're all leaders in our own right, so on different levels, but we're leaders. We should try to do something in our life to make an impact on the people. That's what we should be. The one thing I tell you all, out of everything that I'm doing, my Ishai's doing, and those people around me, do you know one of the one things I said is going to be my greatest accomplishment? And it sounds weird when I say it. I want to be able to, when me and my Ishai have our child, we're only speaking Hebrew in the home. The child can learn English everywhere else. But wait, now see, why is that a great accomplishment? It's a great accomplishment because the Most High brought us into this walk. We wasn't raised in this walk. We're the first generation, and to be able to accomplish bringing the language back and giving it to our child, letting that be their first language. No matter the books, no matter the music, no matter the teaching, to me, that's going to be a great accomplishment because that's the start of our children being fluent to pass on to our generations, our children after, that can go back into our language. And that will start with me and my Ishai and those here on Beulah Land. That's an accomplishment. So as her hero has done great things for the community, find your reason, find what you're here for, and make a change, because everybody's change is going to bring us to what the Most High wants us to be. And with that, I yield. If anyone wants to comment, go ahead. If not, I'm gonna pass it to Moreh Daud if he wants to say anything that he's thankful for, and if not, we'll leave it off for Prince before Moreh Daud get started.
May the Most High be praised, bro. Nasik, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. May the Most High be praised. And I do pray that he gives you your desire in righteousness in which you have chosen to be your legacy for your children and your seed. All praise to the Most High King for that. Look at her shaking her head. She getting ready, boy. She getting ready. All right, Dawid.
Hold on 1 second, Salak Prince. Before Moreh Daud go, we do have one more person. I was just informed. Zakena Laurel.
Yeah, actually, I think we got a couple. We got a couple. I was going to do that before we went on, but you're right. Go. It's a couple more in there too.
Okay, we have one on Facebook. Let me find out who that Facebook user is. Who is it?
Brittany.
Gaber Brittany says Shabbat Shalom. Thankful for mental. Where am I at? Mental and physical health. Sudden surges of cancer in young people, strokes and heart attacks. It's all around me, so thankful. Condolences, Princess.
May the Most High be praised, sis. And you're supposed to be up in here, sis. You push your button and come on up in here and say it to the people. Say it loud, sis. Say it loud. May the Most High be praised. But she's right. So many young people are passing away today with illnesses that should be for old people, like 100 years old. And a lot of it got to do with our food, but people don't want to be conscious and knowledgeable of the foods that they eat. So may the Most High have mercy on them as well. Total Rabbah.
Okay, we have Gaber Zakaria says Shabbat Shalom, Mishpacha. All right.
Shabbat Shalom, sis.
And then I think this is Zakena Laurel. Okay, she says, all praises to the Most High for bringing me safety through another week. It's an awesome and amazing gift just to be amongst the living. Thankful for all the beautiful spirits in this platform. Shalom.
Oh, ain't that nice? May the Most High be praised. Well, we in the absence of your beautiful spirit, because you know you got one. Thank the Creator for your essence in your life and all that you do to make us smile. May the Most High be praised. Total Rabbah. Total Rabbah, Sister Laurel.
All right. I'm gonna pass it forward. It looked like he's froze. Are you there, Moreh Daud? All right, he may be froze. Oh, there he is. He's back. He's back.
Anipo, can y'all hear me?
Okay.
Nachnu yacholim.
Okay. All right. Don't do all that. You know, that's anyway. I'm thankful for the Most High, giving life, giving shelter, giving his mercy and his compassion, even when we don't deserve it. And may his mercies continue to be everlasting and his long suffering not run out before we change who we are to become who he has called us to be. So that's what I'm thankful for. Hallelujah.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Toda Rabbah. Toda Rabbah. I like that part where you said before his mercy runs out. Great. A lot of people don't understand, but the Most High got so far to go with you. And then after that, his mercy runs out. If you don't get it straight by that time, he removes his protection and he let all hell take place in your life. And this is a fact. And we're going to cover that today. We're going to cover a little bit of that later on in our second half, the class that starts at 3 o'clock. We have two classes, one from now to 2, and then we take a break for an hour. We come back at 3. And in that 3 o'clock class, we're going to talk about the mercies running out for somebody. So may the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Did we have anybody else in there we needed to acknowledge?
Yeah. One more, Prince. We got Adon Yosef, the chef.
Yosef, the chef.
Shabbat Shalom, Miss Pachti. Much love to you all. Shalom. And I want to say something about this brother really quick, Prince. I'm not sure if you know him or not. But Moreh Daud, his Isha, Adon Yosef, and his family, they are, as you could probably imagine, because you speak highly about Moreh Daud, they all together, literally. And you know, they helped me and my Isha out. Last year, Brew Your Bash, you know, made sure we got down there. Because we had some issues with my car and situation, but made sure we got down there and even went over and beyond. I'm talking about this family is extremely amazing to me. And you know, they just did a lot. So I just want to say I'm thankful for him, and he's a great brother. And he shows it with his actions, not just words. And I wouldn't felt right if I didn't say that. So shalom.
See how that go? Shabbat shalom. You see how that go though? Great company stay in the midst of great company. Even when you got bad company, it don't last that long. But when you got great company, it lasts for years and years to come because you appreciate each other. You actually build off of each other's energy. So that's a great thing. Brother Daoud, you keep freezing up. Your screen keeps freezing up. And I hope it's not going to happen during your lessons, because I know you got an interesting topic you want to talk about.
Okay. No. So when I go to the other screen to look at my scriptures, which is why I was trying to do it while y'all were talking, so I could see what the effect would be. So I've written everything down that way I don't have to go over there. So that way everything will run smoothly. You know.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. We got another one. Sister Gabby just jumped in.
Barrett Gabby says Shabbat Shalom, Mishpacha. And I wanna comment on Barrett Gabby and commend her, and also those of you keeping your prayers as well. You know, getting a taste of how Beulah community is, and one of the things that we kind of express, even Prince was talking to me about it yesterday, you know, is we're all building. This is new. I'm gonna let you know why this type of community is new, because many communities that we know has failed, and the major reason they have failed is due to communication, due to structure and things of that nature. And you know, those that's coming, ourselves included, this is all new to us. So we're trying to make sure we perfect it, make sure that we are moving in righteousness, and making sure that we're encouraging each other to communicate with each other. And a lot of us, it's not due to pride or anything. It's like we don't want to be a bother. But the one thing that Prince brings out, I bring out, Princess, my Isha, and those that's just used to it, is you're not a bother. You're not a bother. And Prince had to reiterate that with me yesterday. So I'm telling you all that right now. This was told to me yesterday. So this is not me picking at anybody, but this is how community is supposed to be. On the other end, that person that's talking to you should be able to say, hey, you're not a bother. This is what we're supposed to do. So I want to keep encouraging Garrett, Gabby, keep encouraging myself and those that's getting involved with Beulah land, and anyone that's trying to do community outside. Make sure that you encourage communication and encourage things to be brought to you, and to respond in a good manner to what that person to be willing and wanting to continue to communicate with you. And with that, I yield. Salakli, Prince.
No need to apologize. You did your thing, man. You know, you did a great job doing it. I just like perfection, and you did it. And drop the jewels. I pray that the world received it, because you just gave it out there the way it was supposed to be given out. So I got a lot to be thankful for. I'm going to try to keep it at a minimum, because I said a lot of things today. I said a lot of things before we started the live. I said a lot of things while we were doing the live. So I'm going to try to slow down a little bit on saying too much during the live at this time. But I first give it all honor and praise unto the Most High King of all creation. I thank him for allowing my Isha to make her journey from Georgia to New York safely. She was the only driver, 14-hour ride, maybe 15-hour ride. And it was in the middle of the night when she left, 10 o'clock at night. and she drove straight through. So I thank the Most High for that type of energy. And she didn't take any coffee. She don't like coffee. I think she might have had a ginger ale and some kind of drink, but she did it. I can speak like this because I drive on the road all the time, and Brother Daud is a driver too. And anyone who drives on the road like that understand what it's like to drive in the middle of the night and for 14 hours straight. It is hard. It's rough. So a lot of times you fall asleep, you think you woke, and then when you wake back up, you were asleep. And anything could have happened. You could have crashed. Anything could have happened. So I thank the Most High for sparing her life. She had other souls in the car with her, and she made it safely. And it's really a blessing. I'm thankful to the Creator that she got to see her uncle before he passed. That day, and this is another thing about family, brotherhood and sisterhood as well. Early in the morning, she gets the call. Later that evening, she was on the road driving up there. She set her affairs in order. She got on the road. Just that quick. A lot of people, they take their time, they slow motion in moving, or they don't even come at all. She jumped right to it. She has a lot of responsibility there in Beulah Land. In Georgia, period. She has a lot of responsibility. But she dropped all that and jumped on the thing that was most important right now because a soul was about to be taken back to the Creator. She got on the road, her and the family, they packed up, went to Atlanta, picked some people up. That was a 2-hour ride right there. Went to Atlanta, picked some people up, and got on the road and drove all the way to New York. Made it there safely. And I'm going to say this to you, just so you all understand. They got there, and Uncle was out of it. He was semi-conscious type state. He's talking, but he can barely talk. He has to mumble his words. That's how bad he was. Uncle was just waiting for them to get there so he can see them before he gave up the ghost. He was just waiting for them. He was really, really bad off. So they saw him the first day. Everybody came up. They chilled with him. So everybody goes home and leave. The next day, she calls me when she's on her way to the hospital. She gets there to go see him the next morning. As soon as she walks in the door, he gave up the ghost. So it's just something how people, we need each other. We need the energy of each other. You know what I mean? To make us feel whole, to make us feel like it's okay. So I just thank the Most High that he allowed Maisha to make it there to see her uncle before he passed. Something she told me yesterday. She said, well, he was more like a father than an uncle. So I had to shut up. Because in those type of situations, we have to know when to keep our peace. You know what I mean? He was more like a father to her than an uncle. She had to remind me that I met him another time before. I remember one time I met him, but she said, no, that was the same uncle that, and she was right. So I met him, but he was a hell of a man. He was a hell of a man. And the last time I met him, the man was so strong looking. His essence, when he walks, when he talks, it commands respect. Men like that don't come often. And I'm saying this and I mean it. Men like that don't come often. When in their very presence, without opening their mouth, you watching and you listening. And when they do get to speak and you feel the authority and the confidence and the security within themselves, you know they about it for real. They not playing these games. They about it. So men like that I have much respect for. I will always remember that man for the last time that I saw him. When I thought it was the first time, it was the last time, but I had more respect for him then than I went to his home to visit him. Probably in his home, we was all just sit back and chilling, and that's probably why I didn't see it. Next time I saw him was at somebody else's funeral, but he was a totally different person to me. And that's the man that I'll remember. Great man. So family, always remember, you always try to get your presence to the point where people will remember you for the greatness that you possess within you without you even having to open your mouth. So I'm thankful for the Creator also that the other day when that storm was going on, Maisha talked about it briefly. Yeah, she did thank the Creator, didn't she? She talked about it briefly. The front of my house blew off. No, I don't know how it happened. I got a big hole in my roof Oh, it's got to be about 36 inches wide and 40 inches high. A big hole in my wall. We was laying in the bed and we heard something go, boom! I thought it was a tree or something that, they paid it no mind. The next morning when I was coming back to the house, I parked out in the front of the house and I walked up. And as I was walking to the front door, I just happened to glance up and a big section, a big chunk of the wall was missing out of the wall. So I'm grateful nobody got hurt. But the Most High on that day showed us his strength. We think we secure in these buildings, but we not. Because if the Most High chooses to tear them up, he'll tear them up. So I'm thankful. So we'll be having some inspectors to come out to check everything out. But everybody's safe. I'm thankful to the Most High that he's allowed us to achieve great things that he's allowed us to achieve. And all of our doings and all of our works that we have been doing, the Most High has been allowing us to do so. Please never get it in your mind that you're doing things because you choose to do it. If he did not allow it to be, it would not be. So my hat is off to this great king forever and forever. Toda Rabah. Asik, you got the flow, bro.
All right, Toda, Prince, Toda. One more person we have, Gabarret. Gabby says, a blessing to be here on the land of Beulah. Forever grateful.
May the Most High be praised. And we're grateful to have you, sis, to host you and to do what we can do to keep you happy and come and little dog. I ain't gonna say his name, the little dog too.
You gotta say his name.
No, I ain't saying his name.
Everybody has to know the name of the dog.
And they ain't got to know the day. Let them come on the land. They can learn it when they get there.
Oh my goodness.
May the Most High be praised. To the Rabbi.
All right. Without further ado, I want to introduce, and no, I cannot do it like Shannon Sharp, but I would like to introduce a brother, someone that I can actually call a brother. We literally, if you ask my Ishar, we're like real brothers because we always arguing playfully with one another. He actually also stole my my name that you always hear me say, you all, when I'm talking about Remnant. He is the founder, the leader of Remnant of Hope Ministries. He has a spirit of spirits, a great individual, doesn't even like to be called Moreh, but when he teaches today, you will know why he has that title. None other than Moreh Daud.
Shabbat shalom, bro.
Shabbat shalom, Madon. Shabbat shalom to those who are on the panel, to those who are listening, to those who will listen later. First and foremost, all praises to the Most High Yah, creator, sustainer of life, giver of mercy. The one who provides, the one who protects, the one who does all that we need. For he is whatever we need him to be. Hallelujah. No, you don't do it like Shannon Sharp, because I don't understand how you ended up in my introduction. But that's fine. That's fine. That's just a part of the big brother, mantle that you carry, where you can in place yourself. Anyway, all right. So I'm not sure how you run your panel, Prince, and Nasik. However, I'm one who likes certain interaction at times. So I may ask a question. It's not rhetorical. So if you can give me some type of feedback, Akio, you all as well. If especially for y'all for this first question. So the title of this conversation, it's not a lesson, it's a conversation, I like to call them, is the Gap verse Forever 21. So my first question is, which story do you like best, the Gap or Forever 21?
So back when I was a teenager, I loved the Gap, but Forever 21 is what it is now because that's where my children like to go. And the Gap is like kind of, you can't find it as in most frequent places like you could back 20 years ago. Yeah.
I love that answer, Princess. I love that answer, and we're gonna talk about why later. But I love that entire answer. Gaber Autumn, Nasika, Amuna. You know, I'm talking to the ladies because I know Prince and Nasik, y'all don't shop regardless. So yeah, so that's why I'm talking to the sisters. Glad y'all got them on the panel. Go ahead, Akio.
I haven't shopped at either one of these places in a minute, but my first thought is Forever 21.
I figured that. I'll tell you why in a
You
second.
know, they
But go
stuff be
ahead.
kind of cheap though. They stuff be kind of cheap depending on what you get.
Okay. Nasika.
I'm sorry. I don't know what Forever 21 is, and I've heard of the Gap, but I've shopped at neither of them. So sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. At least you heard of Forever 21. You not hearing about the Gap. I love it just like I love Princess's comment because it's going to tie into the lesson perfectly. Yosef, the chef, you don't shop at the Gap. I know you don't shop at the Gap. You may like the Gap, but I know they don't have your size. Anyway, all right.
But what he
So
said though, sorry, what he said about the 100% though is so true. The Gap
what
has a lot of 100% fabric.
yes, they see, and I like that. See, y'all just pulling it out. This is why we have conversation. So before oh, it's Deborah. Okay, all right. So before Prince get mad at me for asking y'all about shopping on Shabbat, I'm gonna move forward because he might never invite me again. So we're gonna go to the scriptures. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 22. We're gonna go to the scriptures and the Gap verse Forever 21. And as people with books are getting there, I'm gonna kind of go into what it is that we'll be talking about. So the Gap, as Princess said, you don't really find that anymore, right? But Forever 21 is something that people know and is very in your face. Especially, she said, for now, her children like going there. So the young butts like going there. So we're gonna read this scripture and then we'll get into it. So Yekezequel commonly called Ezekiel chapter 22, starting at verse 23. Hallelujah. And it reads, and the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto her, thou art the land that is not cleansed nor rained upon in the day of indignation. There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion ravening the prey. They have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure and precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Her priests have violated my law and have profaned mine holy things. They have not put no difference between the set apart and the profane, neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths. And I am profaned among them. We're going to verse 31 for whoever types. Her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves ravening the prey to shed blood and to destroy souls and to get dishonest gain. And her prophets have dabbed them with untempered mortar, seeing vanity and divining lies unto them, saying, Thus saith Yahuwah Adonai, when Yahuwah have not spoken. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery and have vexed the poor and needy. Yea, they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. And I sought for a man among them that should make up the hedge and stand in the gap before me for the land, that I should not destroy it. But I found none. Therefore have I poured out mine indignation upon them. I have consumed them with fire of my wrath. Their own way have I recompensed upon their heads, saith Adonai Yahuwah. Hallelujah. So I guess now you get what I'm talking about as far as the gap, right? When I'm thinking of the Gap verse Forever 21, I'm not thinking of the commercial outlets. I'm thinking of a mindset and a spirit. The Gap stands, the Gap is in regards to what the Creator needs your mindset to be. Forever 21 is a mindset of the immature spiritually. So the Gap verse Forever 21. So the Most High told Israel, you are an unclean land. And then he told you why you're unclean. Most people will talk about you and say, well, he this or he that, but they won't actually map it out to that person. Look, this is my issue with you. These are my issues. And then he said, through all of that, right, I was just looking for a person, a man. He didn't say I was looking for a whole group. He was like, I was looking for anybody. I was looking for a person to stand in the gap, and I ain't find nobody. Let's go to Yeshayahu, commonly called Isaiah chapter 59. And we're going to skip around a little bit. Yeshayahu, commonly called Isaiah chapter 59. We're going to start at verse 1 and read verse 2, and then we're going to drop down a little bit. Verse 1 and 2, Yeshayahu, commonly called Isaiah 59. Behold, Yahuwah's hand is not shortened, that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy, that it cannot hear. But your iniquities have separated. Your iniquities have separated between you and your deity, your Elohim. And your sins have hid his face from you that he will not hear. So off the rip, he's telling you, once again, he's telling you that there is a gap. There is a separation that has been created. And why there's a separation that has been created. Let's drop down to verse 11. We roar all like bears and mourn sore like doves. We look for judgment, but there is none. For salvation, but it is far off from us. For our transgressions are multiplied before thee, and our sins testify against us. For our transgressions are with us, and as for our iniquities, we know them. We know what we've been doing, Most High. And transgressing and lying against Yahuwah, and departing away from our deity, our Elohim, speaking oppression and revolt, conceiving and uttering from the heart words of falsehood. And judgment is turned away backward, and justice stand afar off. For truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And Yahuwah saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought forth salvation unto him, and his righteousness, it sustained him. Hallelujah. So Yeshayahu chapter 59, that was 1 and 2, and 11 through 16 in the KJV, depending on your version. So the Most High at the beginning, right, which we read in the previous prophet's book, scroll, that he's looking for somebody to stand in the gap when all of this foolishness is going on. I came on and heard Princess and Prince speaking about the great man of old. Not the great man of old in the scriptures, but in contemporary history. A generation or 2 generations ago, those who sacrificed even being with their family for the benefit of the people to do the Most High's work. That's who the Most High was looking for. And those are generations ago, but in this generation, where are the people who are standing in the gap? Right? Princess said she can't even see the gap. She don't find gaps. I know I'm going back to the store, but that's why I said I liked it, because you can't find these people. They are few and far between. And verse 15 is something that's very interesting. It said, yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. So we have a lot of cliques, right? I spoke or had a conversation, right, about hypocrisy. And the truth of the matter is, we have a lot of groups that are full of hypocrisy, those who have made their own customs, they have made their own decrees, they have made their own laws and traditions and placed them above the Creator. And now when a man or a woman turns from that, they now are prey. Some camps, and I'm not going to say their name, but some camps, when you leave that cultish behavior and you no longer want to follow man, but you want a relationship with the Creator, they ostracize you. You no longer have the quote unquote brothers and sisters that you used to have when they were Shabbat Shaloming and they were dapping you up and doing all these other things. You no longer have them because you turn to truth and away from evil, that which is dysfunctional and not the way of the Creator. You turn away from that, and now all of a sudden you have become an enemy. where the Most High is looking for the person to stand in the gap for that person. It can't just be one man in one region, right? Because Israel isn't united to where we can send everybody to one particular place. So the gaps, well, we'll get to that later. But right now, right, we're talking about the Most High is seeking a particular type of spirit. Let's go back to the book or Yirmiyahu, right? We went to Ezekiel, Yeshua. Now we're going to Yirmiyahu, commonly called Jeremiah, chapter 9. And this is something also that is very, very embarrassing, but prevalent within our community. Yirmiyahu chapter 9, Dawn, you can go down to verse 21. I'll read from the stream. That way I don't have to look down. So that about. Hold on, let me see. Is this my 21? I just want to make sure I'm reading from where I want to. No, 17. Slockley. Go back up a little bit. Bakasha. Boom. 16, because this is JPS. I'm sorry. If you have a KJV, it's 17, but if you have a JPS, it'll be 16. Told her about. Thus say of Yahuwah Zaba'o. Listen, I'm gonna read from Micah. I don't know what dire singers are, but I'm gonna read the KJV, but told out. Thus say of Yahuwah Zaba'o, consider ye and call for the mourning women, that they may come, and send for the cunning women, that they may come, and let them make haste and take up a wailing for us, that our eyes may run down with tears and our eyelids gush out with waters. For a voice of wailing is heard out of Zion. How are we spoiled? We are greatly confounded because we have forsaken the land, because our dwellings have cast us out. Yet hear the word of Yahweh, O ye women, and let your ear receive the word of his mouth, and teach your daughters wailing, and everyone her neighbor lamentation. I'm gonna stop right there. This is something that I think our nation has grossly underestimated, and that is the power of the prayer within our sisters. The ability for them to get a prayer through probably faster than for us to get a prayer through. For them to intercede on our behalf, like Zipporah interceded for Moshe, or Abigail interceded for Dawid. The Most High said, teach your daughters how to do it. So if the sisters are not praying one together, right? It didn't say call just one woman. It said, no, call the women together so that they can cry out on our behalf. Cry out on our behalf, and then allow their daughters to see it so that they can teach their daughters the exact same thing. The principles of prayer and intercession. To stand in the gap for the men, for the children, right? This it said, I'm gonna continue reading it down. For verse 21. For death has come upon us in our windows, and has entered into our palaces to cut off the children from without and the young men from the streets. Speak thus saith Yahuwah, even the carcasses of men shall fall as dung upon the open field, as the handful after the harvestman, and none shall gather them. So even there, the Most High said, well, the children are getting attacked, the young men are getting attacked, the old man or the Anashim are getting attacked. The sisters, we don't need you on the front line with this. We need you on the front line of the spiritual battle. The watchman on the wall, standing in the gap. The intercessors. Let's go to back to Ezekiel. Your Quail commonly called Ezekiel chapter 13. Touching on the aspect of the gap. Chapter 13 and verse 3. Let me see what your verse 3 says, though. Okay, it'll be the same. Thus saith Adonai Elohim, Woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. O Yisrael, thy prophets are like the foxes in the deserts. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Yisrael to stand in the battle in the day of Yahuwah. They have seen vanity and lying divination, saying, Yahuwah saith, and Yahuwah have not sent them. And they have made others to hope that they would confirm the word. Have ye not seen a vain vision? And have ye not spoken a lying divination? Whereas ye say, Yahuwah saith it, albeit I have not spoken. The prophets are like foxes that have not stood in the gap, that have not gone up into the gaps, neither have you made up the hedge for the house of Israel that they may stand. Everybody wants to be the spokesperson. And it's interesting because the prophets are the spokesmen. Today, we would say that we don't know where the prophets are. I would disagree, but that's a different conversation. Because the prophet is they are mouthpieces for the creator. Most times you see prophets, they're not coming with a good report to the people. They're coming for correction on how to fix that which is broken, standing in the gap, which is why he said, y'all are like foxes. Y'all are not standing in the gap. Y'all are not trying to correct. Y'all are not doing the things that you're called to do in order for the rest of the people of Israel who don't have that job description for them to stand in battle. And we know that we only stand in battle when we are in good standing with the Creator. So the prophets or the mouthpieces, today they will be the quote unquote leaders of Israel. Those who are supposed to give direction, which is what a Moreh is, right? Yara, which is to point, Moreh, which is to point from Yara to throw, right? Speaking of Ibrik. So those who are giving direction, we're not standing in the gap, not only just talking about it, but actually going to the Creator and interceding on the behalf of the people. The people should be, those who are called to that, should be interceding on behalf of the leaders that they can fight the system that's against us so that we don't correct our communities. But he's calling the prophets to do it, right? Let's continue. He called the women, he called the prophets. Today, those will be your so-called leaders in Moreh. Let's go to back to the book of Yirmiyahu. We'll be going to him a lot. Yirmiyahu chapter 27. Yirmiyahu chapter 27. And we're going to go down to verse 16, Akeem. Let me see what your 16 say, because JPS be bugging. Okay, there we go. Then said the princes and all the people unto the priests and to the prophets, this man, hold on. That's 26. I was wondering, I was like, what's going on here? I'm in the wrong chapter in my book. I can read it off the screen. Yeah, okay. And to the priests and to all the people, and to all that slackly, and to the priests and to all that people, I said, thus saith Yahuwah, give no heed to the words of the prophets who prophesy to you. The vessels of the house of Yahuwah shall shortly be brought back from Babylon, for they prophesy falsely to you. Give them no heed, pay them no mind. Serve the king of Babylon and live, otherwise this city shall become a ruin. 18 is important. If they are really prophets, and the word of Yahuwah is with them, let them intercede with Yahuwah Zabaoth, not to let the vessels remaining in the house of Yahuwah in the royal place of Yehuda and to Jerusalem go to Babylon. If they are truly leaders, if they are who they say they are, if they are the Moreh, not just because a title was given to them. The title means nothing without the spirit that backs it up. If you don't have a spirit of a Kohen or a priest, if you don't have the spirit of a Nabi or a prophet, a spirit of a Nasik or a prince, if you don't have the spirit, I care less about your title. Because even the Most High said, if they be truly prophets, not just something that they're called, and the word of Yah is truly in them, then let them intercede. Let them stand in the gap. In this context, it was for a particular purpose. But we just read in Ezekiel he's calling on the prophets to do the same thing in every situation. Standing in the gap, that is a mentality. We're gonna get to Forever 21 in a second. Matter of fact, we'll get to it right now. So, question for the panel. How were the prophets treated? Nasika, Amuna, you seem like you looking over there for an answer. Ain't no answer to your left. You know exactly how they was treated. Somebody tell me, how were the Nabi'im treated, please?
With disrespect and no honor.
Disrespect, no honor. What else happened?
They were talked about.
Murmured.
They were talked about.
They were laughed at. It was like a they were laughed at. They weren't taken seriously.
Scorned, mocked, disrespected. Come on, it's things even greater happened to them, right? Weren't they thrown in jail?
Cain, they were casted away.
Casted away. The prophet that we were just reading, Jeremiah, wasn't he punched in the face?
Yeah.
And I believe in this book and other books, weren't the prophets killed? But through all of that, the Most High is still telling them that y'all are supposed to stand in the gap. I don't care how they treat you. But the Forever 21 mindset, right? Let's go to Forever 21. Forever 21 mindset is one that, well, I don't like how they treat me, so I'm not going to do my job concerning them. The Forever 21 mindset is, well, they're getting what they deserve. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait till they apologize to me before I pray for them. I'm going to wait for this, and this to happen before I do what I'm supposed to do. That's not what Elohim said to the Nabi'im, or the Most High said to the prophets. He said, you're supposed to be standing in the gap. When I look, I should see you on the wall. When I place my ear out, I should hear you crying out. I should hear you crying out. And so it's not only the women that he's calling, it's not only the prophets that he's calling. In the book of Ezekiel, I believe it's between chapter 7 and 9, right? We don't have to go there, but the Most High was talking to the prophet Ezekiel, right? And he said, and he showed him a vision, and he brought him to Jerusalem. And he told men, right? They're called men, but I would say that they were messengers, to go through the city and put a sign or a mark on everybody who's crying out for the abominations happening in Jerusalem. And then he sent another malak to go and wipe out anybody who didn't have that mark or that sign. It wasn't just prophets. It wasn't just the wailing women. It was anybody and everybody who's crying out based on what's happening, who are trying to intercede and call on the Creator for some type of salvation or relief. Put a mark on those people. Now, if you're in a Forever 21 mindset, a young person's mindset and immature mindset, because you could be 50 and still have an immature mindset. If you're in that mindset, you wouldn't have gotten that mark because you are so concerned about how they're treating you, not understanding that they're treating you that way because they're sick. Spiritually, Israel is sick. So you expect a sick person to do healthy things instead of trying to pray to the Creator and get the answer and the antidote to make that sick person healthy. Another question, family. Who's the first prophet mentioned in the scriptures?
Our father Abraham.
Okay. I was waiting for it. I know y'all know. Let's go to the book of Cain. It is Nabi Abraham. Let's go to the book of Bereshit, commonly called Genesis chapter 20. We got to get out of this young mindset. Well, yeah, well, I heard some things about them, so I ain't gonna pray about. I ain't gonna pray for them. They did me wrong a couple years ago. Well, they doing such and such wrong, but you're not standing in the gap not only for that person, but for that situation. Because obviously they're not praying because they're concerned on what's going on in the physical. Who's standing in the gap spiritually for the people? Let's go to verse 7, you know. Verse 7. Therefore restore the man's life. So for those who don't know the backstory, real quick, this is Abraham. Well, Abinu Abraham. He's in a land with King Abimelech. And Abimelech takes Sarah, you know the story. Say you my sister. So Abimelech takes him, takes Sarah, and now the Most High meets him in a dream, and this is what he says to Melech Abimelech. Therefore, restore the man's wife, since he is a prophet. He will intercede for you to save your life. If you fail to restore her, know that you shall die, you and all that are yours. He said, Most High said, since he is a prophet, since he is one that walks by my way, since he is one that I know, I believe he said that in chapter 17. Well, I know that he's going to teach his children my judgments. I know that he's going to do this. Since he is who I know he is, he's going to intercede for you. You don't even have to ask him. Don't worry about that. Based on this situation, he know that you're doing something wrong. And now once you do what I tell you to do, he's going to pray for you that I don't strike you down as soon as his wife get back in his arms. And it said in verse 17, so Abraham prayed unto Elohim, and Elohim healed Abimelech, his wife, and his maid servants, and they bare children. So if Abraham was in an immature mindset, right, and didn't pray for Abimelech, it didn't just affect Abimelech and his wife. It affected the maid servants. It affected the other women in that community. For 18 said, for Yahuwah had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. So everybody in that household would have been affected negatively if Abraham was immature. Well, you took my wife. You shouldn't taken my wife. Yeah, the Most High told you that you should have came over here and gave my wife back. I hope he burned you and your house and everybody that's around you. That's Yisrael's mentality right now. That's not the prophet's mentality, the righteous prophets. That's not our righteous forefathers' mentality. Eob, right? In the book of Eob, toward the end of Eob, those three men bother Eob for about 30, 40 chapters worth of reading. They bullied Eob, accused Eob, talked down on Eob for about 30 chapters. But at the end of it, the Most High said, you better go get that man to pray for you. Now, he told them, you better go get Eob to pray for you, because I was going to destroy y'all. And Eob did it. But in all actuality, most of us wouldn't have done it. Or don't come over here to me now. I don't want to hear it now. Yeah, well, you should apologize. You should have came to me when that stuff happened. I'm not praying for you. Get out of my face. I'm not interceding on your behalf. I'm not asking the Most High to forgive them, for they know not what they do. I'm not asking the Most High anything on your behalf. Well, you shop at Forever 21 more than likely. All right, let's go to Bereshit 23 and 8. Commonly called Genesis, Bereshit 23 and 8. Okay. So for the backstory, the great aim, Sarah has passed, And now Abraham is talking to the inhabitants of the land in which he sojourns. Right? Verse 8. And he communed with them, saying, if it be your mind that I should bury my dead out of my sight, hear me and intercede for me to Ephron the son of Zohar, that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he have, which is in the end of his field. For as much money as it is worth, he shall give it to me for a possession, a burying place amongst you. Well, why did I bring you here, right? Because he's not praying to the Creator. But the principle is sometimes even those who pray for you need you to intercede for them. Your grandmother, your grandfather, especially for us who are men, right? We know, and we had grandmothers who were spiritual, mothers who were spiritual. We know that they prayed on our behalf. But did we ever pray for them? We know that we have prayer lines throughout Israel, but who's praying for them? Who's interceding on their behalf? Because they may need it. Now, it's up to the intercessors to now ask for it. Look, I'm hurting. Everybody needs somebody to go to because we're supposed to be a family, correct? We are supposed to be a cohesive unit, a Naknu Akkad. We hear all these things, but we don't actually work like that. We don't actually work like that. Most of us are immature and will only stand in the gap for those who we like at that moment, who we have a good relationship for at that moment. That's not the way of Yah, and that's not who he's looking for. He's not looking for sometimey intercessors. Let's go to the back to the prophet Yirmiyahu, commonly called Jeremiah, chapter 15. So now we'll get to the other side of things, right? Chapter 15, verse 1. Elohim said to me, even if Moshe and Shemuel were to intercede with me, I would not be won over to that people. Dismiss them from my presence and let them go forth. That's it. Most of us would get out of this that the Most High wouldn't listen. Even if two of our greatest intercessors, we know how they treated Moshe. We know, well, they were afraid of Shemuel, but we know that they didn't listen to Shemuel, so he was disrespected in that regard. But these two are two of our greatest intercessors within our nation. He said, even if they came to me, I wouldn't listen. Forever 21 would say, see, he ain't listening, but the mindset of the righteous and the mature would say, but the intercessors would still come. The point is that they still would come. Abraham, another one of our great intercessors, right? Not of the nation, but our forefather. He pled all the way. He went from 50 all the way to 10 with the Most High, trying to intercede for the righteous of a wicked community. I'm gonna say that again. I don't think that we understand that he was actually going to save the entire wicked communities of Sodom, Gomorrah, and the other cities that were destroyed with it for the sake of 50 people. They're 45, they're 40, or whatever the numbers. He just kept decreasing, and the Most High would say, hey, look, I won't destroy it for their sake. But Yisrael, we won't pray for communities. We won't pray for the nation because of certain people in the nation. Well, they wicked. Yisrael wicked. Well, what about the righteous that are within those wicked organizations? What about the righteous that are within them wicked Knesset that you don't like? What about the righteous that are in those relationships, right, that you won't pray for? Your sister coming to you, so because your sister coming to you, you're not going to pray for that man to have an encounter with the Creator. You just want him to be destroyed. You're not going to pray for that marriage to be salvaged or anything like that. You just want it to be destroyed because your sister came to you with a complaint. I don't like Nasik Shema. So I hope everything around him fail. Well, because you don't like him, you want everybody to be affected negatively? Now I know Roche sometimes could, I mean Nasik Slockley. I know Nasik sometimes could, you know, jump on your last nerve, but that you know, everybody shouldn't I'll just play with Nasik. But anyway, everybody shouldn't benefit negatively or be affected negatively because you don't like one person within that group. That's foolishness. You keep coming until this happens. Same book, Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 16. You keep praying until this happens. Jeremiah, commonly called Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 16. Therefore, go ahead, Adon, or whoever's scrolling. Okay, verse 16. As for you, he's talking to the prophet, do not pray for this people. Do not raise a cry of prayer on their behalf. Do not plead with me, for I will not listen to you. Most people have not got this message from the Creator. Most of you have not gotten this release of your responsibility and duty. But you will jump to this because of your feelings and your emotion. Because of your immaturity to see the bigger picture and to know that the Most High may be listening to you and waiting for you. He's searching, right? We read that. He's searching for somebody to stand in the gap. He's looking for that person. But because of your emotions and your feelings and your situation, you will drop from your post, but you did not get an official release from duty. That's going AWOL if I'm not mistaken. That's going AWOL, right? He's Yahuwah Zaba'ot. He's over the host. He's over the armies, both heavenly and earthly. So if you have not been called from duty, if he didn't say stop it. Just stop praying for that person. Stop praying for that marriage. Stop praying for them people. Stop praying for the nation. Stop praying. If he didn't tell you that, you're supposed to keep praying if that's your duty. And honestly, it's everybody's duty to be pleading and crying out. That's what got us out of Egypt, right? Us pleading and crying out to the Most High for some type of salvation. Then he sent one who would then be an intercessor for you. But if you didn't get that message, nobody told you stop. I want to go to the book of Nehemiah. I'm almost done, fam. I want to go to the book of Nehemiah, commonly called Nehemiah. We're gonna go to chapter 1. Because I think when it comes to intercession, I think that we do miss a part to it. And I want to talk about that part right now. Nehemiah, commonly called Nehemiah. If you pull it up, I'll just read it from the screen. Family, I'm not sure who's doing it, so I'm not going to call no names. If not, I can read it. Nehemiah, commonly called Sodarabah. The narrative of Nehemiah, son of Hakaliah. In the month of Kislev of the 20th year, when I was in the fortress of Shushan, Hanani, one of my brothers, together with Saman the Yehuda, arrived, and I asked them about the Yehudim, the remnant who had survived the captivity, and about Jerusalem. They replied, the survivors who have survived the captivity, they and the prophets are in dire trouble and disgrace. Jerusalem's wall is full of breaches, and its gates have been destroyed by fire. When I heard that, I sat and I wept, and was in mourning for days, fasting and praying to the Elohim of heaven. Most of us hear about the situation of others, and it doesn't affect us like this. We hear about things that are going on in our brothers and sisters' lives, those who are close to us, or even the situation was okay, Daweed. We hear about it and be like, dang, that's messed up, and keep going with our lives. not putting up any type of petition on their behalf. You can pull that scripture back up. I'm going down to verse 11. Get back in shower told out. I said, oh, Yahuwah, Elohim of heaven, great and awesome El, who stays faithful to his covenant with those who love him and keep his commandments. Let your ear be attentive and your eyes open to receive the prayer of your servant, that I am praying to you now, day and night, on behalf of the Israelites, your servants, confessing the sins that we Israelites have committed against you, sins that I and my father's house have committed. We have offended you by not keeping the commandments, the laws, and the rules that you gave to your servant Moshe. Be mindful of the promise you gave to your servant Moshe. If you are unfaithful, I will scatter you among the peoples. But if you turn back to me faithfully, keep my commandments, even if you are dispersed or at the ends of the earth, you are dispersed or at the ends of the earth, slackly, I will gather them from there and bring them to the place where I have chosen to establish my name. For they are your servants and your people, whom you redeemed by your great power and your mighty hand. O Adonai, let your ear be attentive to the prayer of your servant and to the prayer of your servants who desire to hold your name in awe. Grant your servant success today and dispose that man to be compassionate toward him. I was the king's cupbearer at the time. Okay. So he heard a situation. He dwelt on that situation. He prayed to the Creator, putting himself amongst the wicked, where it doesn't say that Nehemiah committed transgressions or was, one who did that against the face of the Creator. But he put himself there in an even more humble state, and then said, I'll be out here, not only me, but other servants who are praying, because true servants, especially if you know the word, we know that Eliab thought that he was by himself too. The Most High said, no, I got 7,000. You don't know them, but I got a quote unquote global orchestra going on, and they're all praying to me, different ways, different fashions, but it all sounds cohesive because it's saying one thing: Most High, we need help, and only you can help us. Different word patterns and different cadences and all of that. But it's not only me. There are more out here who are trying to do this work, who are trying to stand in the gap and intercede on behalf of those who don't even like us. The real ones do work even if the people around them don't like them. We still gonna put in the work because my service is to Yah. You just happen to benefit from my service to the Creator. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you think I don't deserve to be where the Most High placed me. Because at the end of the day, I have to serve you so that the Most High knows that truly I'm serving him. Despite even my feelings toward you, possibly. Despite how I feel. Despite my situation, I'm still going to serve. So not only did he do that, but when you go to the next chapter, which is pretty long, we don't have to read it, but toward the beginning, he said he was a cupbearer at the end of chapter 1, right? Chapter 2, he says he goes to the cupbearer. And because it's truly on his heart, the situation of his people, the king sees it. And it's like, well, what's going on with you? Usually you're full of joy, but now you're down. And he like, well, the state of my people. Well, first it said that he prayed to the Creator. So he was like, oh, Most High, don't let him think nothing crazy. And then he prayed to the Creator, and then he said, look, it's the state of my people. If y'all will allow me the opportunity to go back and to fix the walls, to fix up the place of my forefathers, then I will do so. So of course they granted him his request. They gave him provisions. They gave him supplies and made a decree that anybody who wants to go back to the land of their fathers to help rebuild, do so. Why do I bring this up? Well, because most people stop at the prayer. but then they're not looking, and they miss the opportunity to be a part of repairing the breaches that they prayed for. You have resources that can help the situation that you're praying for, whether that's time, whether that's love, whether that's resources or kesef, whatever it is that can fix that situation and plug in the gap, right? When you have a gap, or you have a bridge of some, I mean, you have a space, right? You need to have a bridge there in order to connect one side to the other. That's how you repair the breach. You're putting something in the gap and rebuilding it up. You may have something that rebuilds that breach, but because you are forever 21, or you are forever young and forever in an immature mindset to where you have to, that what you do has to be reciprocated, slightly, then you're not going to do it. Or if you don't get, if your ego or your pride doesn't get lifted up and you don't get praise for your service to the creator, then you're not going to do it. If your name can't be on the billboard, then you're not going to do it. If you don't get shouted out, then you're not going to do it. That's immature. That's still a forever 21 mindset, to where you have to be praised by men in order to do the work for your creator. In order to help fix the problems that you see in your community, you got to be praised. Nehemiah didn't have to do that. Moshe didn't have to. He wasn't even going into the land. He still put things in place for the people, even though he wasn't going into the land. His emotions, his situation, the circumstances, none of that affected his duty to stand in the gap time after time for the people who caused him to get out of character, to lose his spot in the land. He could have been bitter and been like, well, I ain't going in, y'all ain't going in. Y'all made me mess up. Well, I'm not even going to help the next generation get to where they need to get to. My last scripture, family, before I open up the floor and close out, it's the book of Yeshayahu, commonly called Isaiah chapter 58. Verse 12. Matter of fact, we're gonna read from let's read from verse 5, Adon. Slackly. Hope it's 5. Is such the fast I desire? A day for people to starve their bodies? Is it bowing the head like a bulrush and lying in sackcloth and ashes? Do you call that a fast? A day when Elohim is favorable? No, this is the fast that I desire, to unlock fetters of wickedness, to untie the cords of the yoke, to let the oppressed go free, to break off every yoke. It is to share your bread with the hungry, and to take the wretched poor into your home. When you see the naked, to clothe them, and to not ignore your own kin. Then shall your light burst through like the dawn, and your healing spring up quickly. Your vindicator shall march before you. The presence of Elohim shall be your rear guard. Then when you call, your Elohim will answer. When you cry, Elohim will say, here I am. If you banish the yoke from your midst, the menacing hand and evil speech, if you offer your compassion to the hungry and satisfy the famished creature, then shall your light shine in darkness, and your gloom shall be like noonday. Elohim will guide you always, shaking your thirst in parched places and giving strength to your bones. You shall be like a watered garden, like a spring whose waters do not fail. Some from your midst shall rebuild ancient ruins. You shall restore foundations laid long ago, and you shall be called repairers of fallen walls, or repairs of the breach, restorers of lanes for habitation. We started off this conversation, which I know was brief conversation, but it was conversation with the Most High looking for someone to stand in the gap and to intercede. Then we spoke about the fact that the Most High is calling the women to, for those who, think that women don't play a part and it is objects or whatever. I won't go there. Calling the women to, calling those who are mouthpieces for the Creator or Nabi'im or prophets, calling all men and women. And until you get the call to stop doing it, that is your duty to go before the Creator on behalf of the nation and that which is wrong in our nation. And now we're at a point where it's not only prayer, right? If someone is cold and you just pray for them without giving them the means that they need to be warm, then what was the point of the prayer? If someone's hungry and you have food, but you pray that their belly be full in the Most High's name, but you don't give them the means or use your means in order to give them food, then what was the point of the prayer? The Most High said that this is how you repair the breach. You will be called repairers of the breach when you do the things that he spoke about above: clothing those who are naked, feeding the hungry, breaking the yokes of oppression, removing burdens from people that you have the ability to remove their burden. But you are so immature and so wrapped up in your emotions that you fail to do your duty. But you call yourself a child of Elohim, a son of Abraham. But you refuse to do what a child of Elohim and a son of or daughter of Abraham truly does, which is they intercede and move and do what they need to do. Abraham didn't have to go get Lot. Lot chose to leave Abraham. Abraham said, look, the land not big enough. We got to go our separate ways. Lot could have said, no, look, I'm going to let some of this stuff go so that we can stay together. He said, no, it's too big for us. Our egos are too big. What we have is too big. Let us split up. Abraham was good. Somebody had to go get him, and he had to go retrieve Lot when in all actuality, Lot left him. Place that situation on 2024, quote unquote. Somebody leaves you, somebody does something to you, but now somebody else is coming to you on their behalf. Do you intercede for them, or do you say, well, that's on them? They did what they did. Nobody told him go to Sodom. Ain't nobody tell him go to Gomorrah. So let the Most High work that out. May it be the Most High will that he is restored. Or do you do what you need to do, that which is in your will, to be the vessel that the Most High is looking for, to restore, to repair, and to build that which we say that we want built for the generations to come? So let's get out of the immature mindset and let's begin standing in the gap, one after another, until we build a wall that cannot be broken because the Most High is behind us. With that, I say all praises to the Most High Yah. May the words that have been spoken been pleasing to his ear, and may the seeds that have been planted fall on good ground, that it may produce fruit that not only that person can eat from, but those around can eat from as well. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
All praises to the Most High. Don't go nowhere, Moreh Daud. Don't go nowhere. That was a powerful lesson. I'm going to hold my peace towards the end, then also allow Prince to get back in if he's able to, so we can let you know our thoughts. But until then, are there any questions? This is a time for questions. This is the time for comments. This is the time to let your thoughts be known about the lesson that was given. I told y'all he might not like to put that Moreh right next to Daud Akeem, but he got that title for a reason. So please give your questions and your thoughts. So we're going to start here, those that's here, and then as those that's here that's asking their questions, their comments, and their thoughts, those in YouTube or Facebook, please put your questions there too, so we can have Moreh Daud answer. All right, we got Princess Madaya, I think.
Okay. Man, I just want to start off and say that the Most High hears, the Most High hears, the Most High hears our prayers.
Yeah.
Today, I mean, it's a testimony, so it might be a little long. I pray, I'm not too long-winded, but just this morning when I woke up and I called my Ish to kind of just express, how I was feeling. And one of the things I said to the Creator was, how do we, not to the Creator, so luckily, Most High. The one thing I said to my Ish was, how do we stand in the same manner as our ancestors stood, or those in this time, our forefathers in this time stood? How do we compare the sacrifices that we're doing to what they did? Like I even said, like I complain at times about the sacrifice of the work that the Most High has me doing. And I'd say with him today, it's not even a quarter of the work that our ancestors and our foremothers and forefathers have done. And for me to complain, it's like, no, I need to do more work. I have more to do. And I have to stand and be steadfast in it. And your lesson today, Moreh, was right on key. Like the Most High just gave me everything I asked this morning, or, just my thoughts. Everything was just put out there. And the key, the what you kept saying was standing in the gap. It's so we don't, so often we hear the rhetoric of what we're not doing, what we're not doing, how we need to separate. But the process in those separating is having, like you said, there needs to be someone standing in the gap. There needs to be more than someone. There needs to be people. There needs to be servants to the Most High. As you said, your service is to the Most High. And when you do serve the Most High, you serve the people. And I said that earlier, like I was born to serve the Creator. And in serving the Creator, I'm serving the people. So everything you taught today was so on point. I love the analogy. At first, when I saw the title this morning, I was like, okay, where we going? Where we going? But the way that the lesson was brought forward, or the conversation, as you said, was brought forward was very intuitive. It basically fired up some more stuff in me, and it helped me to see that sometimes it's not about comparing our work now from what our forefathers or foremothers did, because the times are different, but it's about the actual doing work, being out there, standing in the gap, teaching others, lifting up others, like going back and grabbing a hand as you move forward and teaching them, you know. And one thing you said, which my Ish always reminds myself and others to do, is even when we have discord with our brothers and sisters, praying for praying that the Most High continues to have mercy on them and grace is so important. I found years ago, we can't pray for the demise of others and think that it's not going to affect us too. Because when you pray for someone else's downfall, the Most High is going to show you some of your downfall too. So you got to be very careful of what you pray for others, especially on a wicked thing. So I'm just thankful, Most High, for this day, for your for the lesson that you brought forth. It definitely, I feel, I always know that the Most High hears me. It's just a matter of how he answers me. And I'm thankful that he answered in such a manner. And because the fire, I believe all of us have the fire in us, is how it's ignited and how we keep it lit. So in surrounding ourselves with like minds and people who are focused on the service of the Creator and the service of our people will keep our fires lit. For the message, and Toda the Most High for you, for allowing you to be in the midst of all of us today. Zehu.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Toda Ko. I'm glad he answered, and I'm glad I was able to be a part of that answer. I'm sure he's gonna give you more.
Told I. before we move forward, I know Princey coming in and out. Did you want us to just continue, or did you have anything to say at this moment, or you want to hold off to the end? Whichever one you.
I had to put my flag back up. See, my flag wasn't back up when I came back. I wasn't representing the nation, so I had to chill for me to come back. But I'm back. May the Most High be praised. I'll wait. Let the people go first.
So before I let the rest on the panel go, I'm just going to read a couple of the things that were said, and then we're going to continue with us here on the panel. We have Kaber Shadaya. I hope I'm saying her name right. Great lesson, Moreh. Every time I hear this man speak, I want to go be better to Yah. Have me looking at myself and my ways that I can be a better servant. Wow. Oh, praises.
Oh, yeah.
Zakana Cecilia says powerful. We have Zakana Sakari. I think I said the name right. She says the notion of Lot or Lot not separating for Abraham is profound. Definitely the need to stand in the gap, well received. I want to say something about that part right there. You know what's interesting? When he brought that part out about Lot didn't have to necessarily separate, right? The first thing that popped in my mind was Ruth. Ruth, like, no, I'm staying. Right? And I just thought that was interesting. And that was a woman. You know what I'm saying? So a reason I that because Moreh Daud, just like us too, we're big on letting the women know that you are important. You are leaders as well, as Prince would say. Everyone's a leader in their own right. So we teach that the women are important. So I wanted to bring that Ruth part out in what you brought out with Lot. Lot left. Ruth said, heck no, I'm staying. Okay. All right. Did you have anything to say before we continue, Moreh Daud, those of us that's here on the panel?
Oh no, Kane, the Ruth point, I believe, is a very powerful point. One, because she didn't know what she was getting herself into. It was a notion of faith. Lot knew exactly who Abraham was. Mm-hmm. He saw everything that the Most High did for Abraham, but because of not wanting to give up a piece of yourself to stay and build on the greater picture, he decided to leave. And Ruth got blessed with the lineage that led to Melech David. Lot ended up with 2 lineages of incest. So you even see how the choices that we make now affect our lineages based on ego, pride, and not wanting to put your stuff aside for the benefit of the greater vision. I yielded on. I just wanted to comment on what you said.
Hold on. 2 more people, you all. We're going to continue with those on the panel. You pulled it up. As Zakana Cecilia said, fast equals souls in righteousness action, working to repair and restore for the kingdom.
Hallelujah.
And then Gaber Ornit says, powerful lesson. I see why the Creator laid out those other commandments for us to continue to teach us the correct way in dealing with your brother, sister, within any circumstance I've seen. Particular spirits seemingly prevail too many times within our people. So quick to turn your back and cut your brother off, but then turn around and expect the Creator to forgive you and not cut you off.
Amen.
Oh, we got people just flourishing you all. Hello. Let me read a couple more. Told, this is from Adon Yosef. Told word, Aki. Stay coming with that fire. And Tanasi, much love to you and to the panel. You are truly missed, Adon. We miss you too. We will be seeing y'all in April. All right. Back to the panel. Anybody here on the panel have any questions? Or okay, my Isha. We're going to come back to the YouTube. Once a couple more people on the panel go, we'll bring you up. Go ahead.
Shalom. Powerful lessons. We got powerful lesson where it was a lot of confirmation in there, and it was it was powerful because, like you said, a lot of key points. But one of the things that you said with all the scriptures that you brought out, it reminded me of Second Chronicles chapter 7. And again, I always bring out ones that I was drilled with these scriptures from my hoarding for years. And everything you said, especially in Nehemiah chapter 1, it reminded me of Second Chronicles 7. I do have permission to read this.
Okay.
Second Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14 and 15. If my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land. Now my eyes will be open and my ears attentive to the prayer that is made in this place. I know that this was during a particular time and season, but I was thrilled and read this scripture daily because it reminded us that if we truly just, like you said, repair the gap, one, admitting our sins to the Most High and turning from those wicked things that we used to do, that is one step in the Most High even noticing us, because I don't believe he's going to keep using us in the wickedness that we're in. Once he sees that we turn away from that and we're doing what we have to do, when we humble ourselves, that's a big word. Humbling ourselves, like you said, that's doing things for people that we may not have the best relationship with. That's forgiving people that might have wronged us. That is stepping further than where our pride would take us. And I truly appreciate the message that you brought forth. It was truly powerful, and I believe that it was a wake-up call to us. Because one of the things I think about is I've heard people say they won't forgive their brothers and sisters in this walk. They won't forgive particular people. But when it comes to everybody else, other nations, or even people they don't know, it's okay if they do something. I believe we have hardened our hearts towards one another because it's just something that's generational. So I believe that with this repairing of the gap, it's going to allow us that, no, we have to look at what our forefathers did. They forgave one another. That's how they were able to move forward. So we have to do the same thing. And that's what community is. So, like, if you don't have that mindset, then you can't thrive in a community, because you're going to have times where you're like at odds with your brother or your sister. And remembering all the sacrifices our forefathers and foremothers went through is going to put us on that path to making sure that we can still move forward as a people collectively and continuing to repair that gap, because it's not just about us. It's about the little bitty babies that aren't even born yet. It's about the children that are still developing. Shoot, it's about making sure, like even Prince said, our elders. When we are together, everybody is taken care of. And I truly love that because I've been able to witness that. And it was definitely some confirmation. And again, I do want to say Toda Rabah for your household, Moreh Daud. Your Isha has definitely been aiding with my aim and her situation. She's been going through pain. So I definitely want to say Toda Rabah for you all's compassion and help, because what you taught was an example of what your Isha has done. And I am truly forever grateful. Toda.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Bye. I love life.
All right. So let's move forward. Gabir, Autumn, did you have anything that you wanted to say? Okay.
Kane, I was just waiting my turn. No pressure. Yeah, Total Rabah, Moreh Daud, for this powerful, powerful lesson. Definitely on time for sure. I think the lesson in general just encapsulates like how we are today, and like whether you're in truth or not in truth, how just our people are. And it's so sad to kind of put up that mirror to yourself and say, like, dang, we act like this in truth and out of truth. So what's the difference? Right? It's really sad. And there should be a difference, but there really isn't. And I haven't been in this walk very long. I don't know a lot of people in this walk. So this is just my general opinion of what I've seen thus far and where I've come from. So I think the lesson definitely hits on that aspect. I love that. I think it was Nasik Shema, you brought up Ruth just now. Ruth was one of the stories that one of the first stories I've read for myself when I began this walk. And that is so true. She chose to stay. She chose to stand in the gap. And I love that you brought that out too, because I didn't even make that connection. So awesome right there. But Moreh Daud, the part that stuck out the most to me was when you began talking about like how we seem like we don't want to do things for the creator, do things for our brothers and sisters, serve them without receiving glory. And I think that is absolutely so true. And me and my Ish was just watching a video yesterday, and there was this man, this Christian man exposing, like, what was it called, babe? Like the when they the type of teaching in the Christian world where they have all the jets and stuff, but it's like it's something very specific. Do you know what I'm talking about, Abba?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember that term that they use.
Prosperity.
Yeah, the term.
What was it?
Yeah,
Prosperity doctrine.
yeah, that's it. That's it. And I grew up Christian, and I never heard of that thought process, but when I watched the video, it was like, oh, that's how Baptist church get down, that's how Pentecostal church get down the whole time, because that's what I came from, right? So I started watching that video, and this lesson just kind of hit right on there. Like, that's how we are, unfortunately. That's how we are. And I think it's so hard to put up that mirror and say to yourself, like, dang, we really should not be like this, especially when you're taught to be like that. Taught to be like that, but also taught to be like that in that type of religion per se. Like, it's just so deep in how and why we act the way we act. And it's just really hard to tell yourself, or it can be, let's say, without the proper support and actual righteous people around you that are for the Most High. Without that support, all you're going to do is continue in how you're acting and continue in how you're treating people. So that brought that memory to me yesterday. And I think that's like one of the biggest struggles that our people have, whether you're in Torah or not. We do not want to serve each other without recognition. It's like a disease or something. Like, you have to tell me thank you. Like, you have to do this. I have to have it reciprocated. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with you want respect. Sure. Maybe you want reciprocation sometimes. That's fine. But the desire to be above the act is way more prevalent than the action itself. And like, I think that is one of our biggest issues. I think sister or Neat put in the chat, like, work is I think she said work is worship, something like that. And that was just right on point. Like, it should not matter if you receive glory or not, right? Do what you need to do because someone needs you, not because you're trying to get something from it or get glory from it or get a thank you or whatever the case is. So Toda Rabbah, awesome.
Hallelujah.
Hold on.
Hallelujah. Toda, cool.
I know you ain't used to this like that, Moreh Daud, but this is what we do here at Beulah Land to keep our ring. We want to make sure we let people give the comments, their thoughts, and give you respect for what you brought forth for the people, man. You know, for those that don't know what I'm saying, he just like, I don't want all that. I'm just here to do. So I'm gonna read the last comments and then end off with me and Prince. So get all your comments in. If you have any more comments, you all, we're about to go through the comments now, and then we're gonna close out with me and Prince and let Moreh Daud give a closing statement as well. Gabaret Janae, I think I'm saying it right, or Janae. Janae,
Yeah.
there we go. See, I correct them. I got this. You know what I'm saying? Keeping the thought in mind is not about us, but about the generations to come. We are doing the work to prepare for them. That's right. Excellent point. And we have Gabardo Neat. I even look at our forefathers, a continuation of what she was saying. I even look at our forefathers, Moshe, and how he intervened on our behalf as a people, time and time again, throughout all the sin, blasphemy, murmuring, and death threats. He still continued to intervene and beg the Creator to forgive us. That part right there. When he didn't have to do it, the Creator was willing to wipe us out and make another nation out of him. He didn't have to do what he did. The scriptures just continue to show us the type of spirit and mindset that our forefathers and mothers had and what we need to continue to work and strive for as a people. We can't do this alone, and only through these genuine relationships and connections, that part too, serving the Most High in unity will prevail. All right. Then we have Isra, Geber, Kailia. Our forefathers and foremothers showed us the greatest example of how our moral code should be stronger than our emotions. All right.
Okay.
And that's it. That's it with the comments in regards to what you brought out. We have another one with the Bear Janaea again. Learning how to be used or available without being the center of attention. When he shows you it's not about you, but me and my people, will you still allow yourself to be used and being honest about it? That's a word in that. That's a word in that. All right. So my comment in regards to you, I don't have any questions, but my comment and my thoughts is continue to do what you're doing. I always talk with you about it. Continue to do what you're doing. Keep growing. Keep being a voice to the people through your word, through your music, and through your actions. And stand firm as you teach us. You know, I'm talking to you directly, right? As you teach us, stand firm, because that's what you're teaching us today. Stand firm, stand in that gap. Do not let nobody move you out that gap, and you're doing an awesome job. I appreciate you coming and blessing the platform and Temple Keep Iram and just being who you are. And with that, I pass the mic to Prince.
So that Akeem. I see.
Okay, here we go. I need you to do a little bit more elaborating because I wasn't satisfied. You got to give us a little more. That's right. It felt like you had so much more to give, but you was trying to be squeezed up. You ain't want to let it all out. So I'm going to ask you to go step back on one of the things that you mentioned. And I want you to just meditate just for a second and then answer the question. All right?
Okay.
You said the people should be interceding to the Creator on behalf of the leaders. Meditate on that for a little bit and give us a spiel on that, because that is extremely important. And not that everything else you said wasn't important, because it was, but that is powerful. That was truth, and it was truth with real power to it. So I would like you to meditate on that for a minute and then elaborate on it a little bit and explain to the people the depths of what you meant.
More often than not, I think I was talking. I forgot who I was talking to. I think it was my Isha. Who said that more often than not, leaders are idolized. Leaders are placed on a pedestal to where they're given this standard, man-given standard, by the way, not Yah standard. But they're given a standard to where they are supposed to be perfect. They are supposed to be without any difficult situations in life. So they're not supposed to be down and out. They're not supposed to have troubles. They're not supposed to make mistakes. They are supposed to start off mature. And as we look at one of our greatest leaders, right? We look at Moshe. He started off not wanting to speak. He started off not wanting that position. He started off doubting who he was. And as the Most High worked with him first in the land of Mizraim or Egypt, he began to grow confidence. He began to learn what to do and what not to do. He learned that he would have to be an intercessor. He learned and well, he was already humble when it came to Jethro, but he knew that he couldn't do it by himself, so on and so forth, right? But when it came to the people the people the people didn't recognize who they had amongst them, and they expected Moshe to not have emotions, to not break down, to not be vulnerable. And the situation to where he hit the rock twice, right, when the Most High said to speak to it. For those who know the history, Miriam had just died. His sister had just died. And in a situation like that, we would expect the people to be interceding in order to strengthen the person that is leading them in the area that they are vulnerable in. But for some reason, they chose that day to continue to murmur and complain and to threaten and bother Moshe, expecting him not to already be in an emotionally unstable position. And they caused the quoted meekest person at that time to get out of his character and to go against the Creator, and to have one mishap that prevented him from going in the land, when time after time after time that leader stepped in when he didn't have to and put himself in a position between them and the Creator. But the people wouldn't do that for him. So I'm looking at that, and I'm still seeing the same thing. The people want so much from the leadership. And granted, the Most High has given leaders, real leaders, a vision, and they've given real leaders a higher standard than most. True, the Most High has. But even within there, the Most High is still working with them. But the people are less concerned with even supporting the leader and their maturation, or even supporting the leader in manifesting the vision that the Creator gave, that they have agreed to follow, that they refuse to see the human side of the leader. And when you do that, what you do to that leader is you give him an unfair hill to climb, because we have families. Leaders have families, right? I'm not going to place myself in that position. Leaders have families. Leaders have situations. Leaders have issues. Leaders have things that they have to overcome. And when you are not interceding or standing in the gap for your leader, then what you are doing is you are self-sabotaging as well. You are sabotaging yourself, because who you're following, the reason you're following them is to manifest something. But if you burn them out, or if you don't intercede on their behalf and stand in the gap where you see that they are falling short, then you are not allowing them to put their all into it. Because not only do they have to put their all into the vision Yah gave, but they, as a leader or as a shepherd, they also have to put their all into making sure that you're doing your job and that you're okay in your family. So imagine you have 20, 30 people that you have to make sure that they're good, the family good, their relationship is good, they're growing spiritually, and all this other stuff, and then you also have your own family. And when nobody's intervening or standing up for you or making sure that you're good, then more than likely you're going to fail at manifesting that vision. There was no leader, and I'll wrap it up after this. There has been no leader since the beginning of record keeping that I know that did not have a strong support system around them for them to produce the things that they produced. In order for them to manifest the things that they manifested, they had a strong support team. Usually women, might I add, but they had a very, very strong support team that made sure that that leader had everything that they needed so that he could take them as far as the Most High would allow him to take them. And with that, I yielded on. Hopefully that was sufficient.
So, and basically you're saying the people should help to support financially, physically, mentally, and most importantly, through prayer. Would that be right?
Absolutely.
You know, we have to begin to teach that into the minds of our people, because a lot of people don't focus on that. You know, they see an individual that they assume, okay, if you compare two apples together, one rotten apple or one that's semi-rotten, and then one fresh whole apple that you take off of a tree, you compare them together, the first apple you're going to see, the first apple you're going to choose is the strong looking apple. Because you don't choose the rotten apple or the one that's getting rotten because you don't think you're going to have a lot to consume to satisfy your need. So therefore, you take the fresh, wholesome apple and the rotten apple you let sit there and spoil you and go bad. So you're assuming that clean, the good apple is stronger than the rotten apple, but you never know, you never keep it in mind that good apple, if you don't eat it in a matter of days, if you let it sit like you let that rotten apple sit, it also will dwindle away. We have to keep that in mind when we're dealing with people, because people tend to think that, oh, you strong, you all right, you got it. They never think that you might be dwindling away and you need help and support, because you're so much stronger than the average man. You follow what I'm saying? That the people, they're so used to receiving you like they did with Moshe. They never imagined that Moshe would need their help in their prayers, and for them to show some empathy toward him, like you mentioned, toward the time of his daughter, his sister's death. You know, when she died, the people didn't even mourn for her. If they did, scripture don't say it. But they showed no emotion for her, and she was a prophetess of Israel. How do you think that affected the brother? How do you think Moshe and Aaron felt at that time? It was a big deal for them. There's a lot they had to do, and they just have the pressures of the people on them constantly. And like you said, they had to provide for all the people. Who provides for them? So just a little quick drop off. If you have leadership and you assume that they're righteous leadership, first thing you do is you pray for them. But the next thing you do that's even better, I'm not going to say better because nothing is better than prayer. The best thing you can do as an individual is walk with, obey, support, show loyalty, trust, and love, appreciation for true leadership. Real leadership that you feel is real leadership that's standing in the way of the Most High. Appreciation goes a long way in the mind of a man. And it's not no ego thing. It's just that men tend to desire, or men, not even desire, men tend to operate better when they're giving to a cause that shows appreciation. And a lot of Israel, we forget that today. In our relationships with our Nashim, in our relationships with other men, in our relationships with our spiritual connects, we forget to show appreciation. Loyalty is of the utmost importance. So many people in the nation today show no loyalty. Therefore, what the leadership was able to do, he's now weakened because his people are not loyal to the cause as they pretend to be. These things are extremely important. You know, one thing we have to keep in mind, people of like minds need to learn to work together. And I'm going to leave it at that. Like-minded people need to begin to come together, to work together to build this empire. That's all I need to say in that message. Right? With Toda Rabah for bringing forth your input. I have one more thing. One more thing. You also mentioned, I know you thought I wasn't listening because I was like over here, over there. No, I was listening. When I hear the truth, I gravitate to the truth, and I love hearing truth. And you said a lot of powerful things today. I'm not going to go down a list of everything, but I'm going to go down just this one more thing. You said something on the line of, and I don't know if I got you verbatim, because when I heard it, I tried to, it passed me by, and then later on it came back into my mind what you said, so I tried to write it down so I can address it. You said something about putting principles of proof over your emotions. You remember talking about that? How people get caught up in the emotions and making these decisions. Do you mind elaborating a little bit on that? Because I think I'm asking you to elaborate on putting these principles of truth over your emotions, because the people need to hear this. I teach this all the time. Get your emotions out the equation. So to hear you say it was refreshing. So if you can elaborate on a little bit on it, it'll be greatly appreciated.
Okay, let me ask a question. Let me see. Let me do my scan. Well, I'll just say this in order to cover what I was gonna say. Emotions in the Torah are only spoken of, like Torah, like the law being given, right? Like instructions being given. They're only spoken of, I believe, 3 times. One is the spirit of jealousy. And when you get into, if a man has 2 women, he loves one more than he loves the other. Outside of that, Torah is emotionless. They're universal principles, ethics, and instructions that the Most High requires you to do, regardless of how you felt that day. He even said, if your enemy's donkey is in the ditch, then you are to help them remove that burden. I don't really care that you don't like this person. They're in need. Your job is to help them. The Most High doesn't really care about our Moshe was emotionally unstable when he did what he did. The Most High didn't say, well, you know what? I know, I just called your sister back home. I know these people been getting on your nerves for almost 20 years. Listen, don't worry about that. I know you messed up. It's okay. The Most High didn't say any of that. A man who can control his spirit is better than a man who can take a city. So your emotions come secondary to Torah. Your emotions should come secondary to the mission, to the vision. You do it at work. You don't like your job. I'm going to say you. A lot of people don't like their job, but their emotions about that job have nothing to do with them getting up, getting dressed, going to work. Because there's something greater that they're seeking. The greater thing is, well, I need money to feed my family. Some people will, this is a different topic, but some people will break the Shabbat in order to make money to feed their family, even though their heart or their emotions would say, well, man, look, I don't want to break Torah, I don't want to break Shabbat, but they have a goal, even though it's backwards. Their goal is greater than their emotions. So why can't we do that with our brother, our sister, with building communities, with building strong families, with joining families? Why can't we put emotions to the side for the sake of that which Yah called us to do from the beginning, which is gather ourselves together to be unified, to be on one accord and serve Him with all our heart, soul, and might? Why is your emotion so high that your pride and your ego so high that you have created an idol out of your emotions? And you now serve the idol of your emotions more than you serve the deity of your forefathers. That's an issue. And until we remove the poison of emotionalism, and not saying that we have to be robots, because the Most High gave us emotion. He gave us a way to feel, but He also gave us ways to deal with those feelings, because He knows that emotions can be an untamed fire, and it can destroy everything that was built. One decision, and then I'm stop, but one decision ruins people's lives. You could go to prison right now and talk to the brothers and sisters who are in prison, and they will say it was one moment of me not containing my emotions that has me in here for the rest of my life. One emotion. So that's what I mean, Adon, when I say that your emotions should never be higher than the code. You don't break the code because of your emotions. You tame your emotions because of the code. And with that, I yield it, though.
Very, very true. Very true. May the Most High be praised. You know, one of the danger parts is when people allow their emotions to convince them that they're right and they're wrong. You know, it can cause them to do some dangerous things, especially when they're convinced that they're right from their emotional standpoint for a period of time. And they build up and they build up and then they build up. And then one day when they finally let it out, destruction comes. And it's something that could have been prevented if, when their emotions flared up, they did what Nasik said earlier: communicate, have a conversation, and all that would have went away. And so much more prosperity could have come out of that situation. And all they needed to do was communicate. So I appreciate you for your lesson today. You did a very good job. We got a lot of comments on the floor here. Ima, did you want to speak?
Okay. I just wanted to again something that was just said about, why Israel is where we are. And I said this earlier, I believe, right before we went live, how Israel loves confusion and drama. They will rally around confusion and drama before they rally around the righteousness of the Torah or application of Torah or really the truth of who we are. And so I know me, I'm tired of even saying it. I'm tired of even recognizing and giving that stuff energy. So I'm challenging us here who truly believe in the Most High, who truly know within ourselves that we as His servants, to not give that energy to them anymore. That our job is to do exactly what we're saying, to show them the service, to do the service, and to be the stand-in, to stand between the gap, to raise the spirits of those who are downtrodden and who are stuck in the midst of people because of either they love them, they're loyal to them, they don't know how to get out of it. But our job is to be that great example, the greatest example that we could ever be. And part of our job is we got to let go of repeating what people are doing over and over, what they're not doing rather, and just repeating what we're going to continue to do by doing our work. Not repeating it with our mouth, but with our actions, with showing the people. And and a lot of times, because people, I just had a question today asking me, oh, are you going to this unity, this and that? I said, no. I said, my desire, of course, is always to be amongst my people. I said, but my greatest desire right now is to stay focused on the job that the Most High has for me. Because so many times we lose our focus because we want to go and be in the midst of everyone. And sometimes the Most High is telling you to be still, focus on your job, and then go amongst everybody, because the job the foundation is laid. Now you have somewhere to bring people. But if you always in the midst of confusion and craziness and drama, then your focus is going to become that. And too many times I know I have had that happen to me. And the last couple of times when I've had people transgress against me, I said to myself, I can no longer allow Israel to allow me to fall backwards because they want to be negative, wicked, love, dwell in their confusion and drama. I have to stand up for the Most High first and foremost. So that's my challenge to all of us here in the YouTube, on the panel, whoever may be listening, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are. If you truly are a servant of the Most High, then accept this challenge as part of your job. It's part of the breath that you take in every day, and decide that you're going to stand for the Most High first and foremost. And all that other stuff, it's going to dwindle away, because the Most High is going to place you in the place that you're supposed to be. And he's going to help you lay down that foundation so that when you do go amongst the people, you have somewhere to bring those who are desiring to be brought out of that. That's all I have to say. Zehu.
Hallelujah.
Let's see.
Hallelujah.
All right, that was powerful. So I'm guessing that those of us on this panel, we're digressing a little bit now. So we're going to go through. It's a lot of comments. Y'all on fire today. You know, it started off with that energy. Prince started off with this morning. Then you got Moreh Daud, who never fails. You know what I'm saying? And now people just going, love it. All right. I don't know where to begin. I think it starts with
I'm
Janaea.
scrolling up to find it. Yeah.
I think it starts with Janaea, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, starts with probably where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you take the floor, Princess, and I'll just read what you do. We got Janaea. I think we read that one. We read that one with her.
No, I don't remember that one.
No, we didn't read that.
I read this one, I believe, but I'll read it again. It says, learning how to be used or available without being the center of attention. When he shows you it's not about you, but me and my people, will you still allow yourself to be used or being honest about it?
Oh, yeah.
That's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great question.
Gaber Shadea, the people be acting like they're the Most High, wanting the leaders to come before them flawless, with no blemish. No one is perfect. However, we should be striving for it.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. May the Most High be praised.
I'm following your lead. There we go. Gaber Autumn, we're not helping to hold our leaders up. I like that. Kane, no support, Gaber Shadea said.
You know what happens when something ain't got no support? It falls.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. All right, we have Gaber Khayilya. Like when they held up Moshe hands during the battle, we should be doing the same in prayers, love, and support.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In prayer, love, and support. May the Most High be praised.
Zakeda Tassilia says, I now understand how important it is for women to stand in the gap for our leaders. Most High just gave me an example of his wife who handled it, the issue of their son's circumcision.
That's right. That's right. She's absolutely right. What happened was Miriam, Zipporah did the circumcision. Moshe didn't do it. Zipporah did it. She stood in the gap.
Mm-hmm.
She stood in it. She fulfilled it. Very important.
Saved his life. Princess Badiah says, we need support, not gossip, and take bearing. We need to uplift one another and stand in the gap and love one another through it all with actions of work and dedication to the Creator.
Amen.
My Isha says, some people get caught up in themselves. They don't even regard other situations that may be worse than their own.
That's your Isha?
Okay.
You know I never knew that all this time.
Okay.
Learn
We got
something new
a
every
couple
day.
people. Yeah. We got a couple YouTubes. Zakana Cecilia, Sister Laurel's comment. Some of us turn away when we think things are not as we believe it should be. Powerful lesson. Todarabah.
Toda Ruba, may the Most High be praised. Focus
And
on
then focus on the mission.
He's
Zakana
absolutely right.
Sakara. And Janaea again, Gaber Janaea says, facts over emotion. Your emotions will make you unstable and unwise in all your ways. Examine your emotions against Torah and allow it to guide you. Examine, I believe she was saying.
Absolutely.
Zakana Cecilia says, it's not just about you, it's about the laws of the kingdom.
Absolutely.
And then we have Zakana Laurel says, when Moshe hands grew tired, they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it. Aharon and Hur held his hands up, one on one side, one on the other. Janelle says, your emotions will lead you down a dark path. It has no instructions. Torah has instructions and leads you truth. Ima Cynthia or Sanitha.
Shalom, shalom, Aim, Cynthia. Shalom, Ima.
Shalom, Ima.
Hey, I said both ways. Forgive me, Salakli.
I was gonna leave you alone. That's why I just
wanted
said
to
it.
make sure I was right on one, so forgive me. Gaber Zakaria said, like-minded people need to learn to work together. Khan. Despite differences in doctrinal understanding, this likeness stems from true desire to serve the Father, oneness in spirit.
Can we say something about that real quick? Like the Most High never the Most High never said that y'all have to agree doctrinally.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing about doctrine when it comes to the Creator, and the things that we read in Yeshaya 58, none of that was about doctrine. Most of what plagues our community has nothing to do with doctrine. It's about love and support. Most of Torah is not about doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
So if your focus is on doctrine, then I would say that you are more into being in a club than being in a nation. And I'll just leave it at that.
Wow.
Okay. Hold on. Gabby says, challenge accepted, Princess Medaya. Great message. Janea says, transparency among leadership is so important because it allows the people to see growth. It gives them hope. It gives them understanding. It's almost like a gift that the Most High allows them to see.
Mm. I wanted to I meant to say it earlier, but I just wanted to something Sister Zakaria mentioned earlier about coming together outside despite the doctrine that we all, even when we all say we all Torah based, it's still a different type of doctrine at different times. And I just wanted to kind of like just talk about that, because a lot of times what keeps us so separated is because one says, oh, I'm Torah based, or I'm Messianic, or I'm semi-Torah, or I'm semi-Messianic, but then we never communicate with one another to really have to grasp a full understanding of what another one is meaning with those words. Because sometimes we're just titling ourselves because that's what has been titled, but our understanding of it could be completely different of what someone has titled it and what it's supposed to mean to everybody else. So I'm thankful that I'm amongst, leadership that are beyond just saying, oh, I'm Torah, and that's what I'm going to stick to. I ain't talking to nobody else because they ain't Torah. I'm not going to let my Isha or my children be amongst other people because this is what I believe. And I don't care what other people want to know or what they do, without even having an understanding or a conversation to get to an understanding before making that decision, but basing that decision off of a title or because everybody around you has made that decision. And I bring that up to say, I'm, of course, I walked into this, when I came into this way of life, I walked into a base. I came from a very expansion of different ways of life that I experienced within myself out there in the world prior to finding the Most High in this walk. And I was taught to separate myself from people who were not Torah based completely. Like, don't hear them, don't even, they wicked, blah, blah. That was the beginning of my walk in this way. And then once I started to gather my own relationship with the Creator, I realized that wasn't correct. And then once I married my husband, his conversations were even confirmation to me that was wrong. And how he even was like, no, we have to communicate. We have to know one another. We can't just assume just because that's the title that they walk with, that's their complete understanding. Nor could they assume that that's ours, right? And so, Sister Zakaria had a convention recently, homeschool convention, and my spirit just kept telling me I need to go. And I talked to Maisha about it, and I went. And I had, at this time prior to this, had closed myself off from being amongst Israelites because there's just a lot going on with Israel. And when I went, when I walked in, the presence was so calm and loving, and it was just like people were just there to engage with one another. It wasn't about, oh, I'm walking this way or you walking that way, or my title is this or any of that. It was just about people there coming together to learn from one another, engage and network. So, as I told Zakaria many times, I'm thankful that the Most High placed her in that position to do that. And I'm thankful that he placed me in the position to attend. And in attending, I've gained sisterhood or sistership from various sisters that were there. And I'm grateful for the experience of just sharing and learning from those sisters. And one thing that just recently happened that I haven't done in a long time is stay up to like almost 3-4 o'clock in the morning hanging out with sisters. And Zakaria actually came to Beulah and visited, and we had a couple of other sisters who are here, in Georgia rather, visiting, and we all came together at Beulah, and we were up to 3:30 in the morning just talking about scripture, talking about sisterhood, talking about leash, everything. And of course we was eating snacks, eating all the good vegan snacks. And then, we even talked about the thing that stood out is we didn't have no liquor there. We have no type of nothing. We was just vibing off the energy of sisterhood. And each one of us come from a different walk. Each one of us, none of us share the same experience of how we grew up or how we came into this way of life or even how we live in this way of life presently. And it was just refreshing. We were all tired the next day. But we still had other stuff to do, and we even did that, with the children. But it was a blessing, and I say all that to say is sometimes we get so focused on what another one looks like or what another one, or what somebody else rather has told us about someone, that we actually lose out on even gaining of a sister or a brother and building our nation. So my message is just, we got to look deeper. They say you can't judge a book by its cover, and we do it so often. So, we got to dig deeper, find out who we are inside and not just what's on the outside, because that gets us so caught up in the lack of unity. And that's how we losing our people to the other nations, because the other nations is trying to get deep so that they can pull you into their wickedness. And we being so over righteous that we losing our people because we not pulling them into our righteousness. So, Zehu, Toda Rabah.
Hallelujah. Can I say something about Prince as well? In regards to that topic. So we had an event in Virginia that the Remnant of Hope through which was called Renewing the Covenant. So prior to that, myself, Moreh Samat, and Prince, we were all on the phone because I guess he may have heard that I was Messianic or something like that. So he called, and we were having a conversation, and Prince is a lion, and you got two other lions on the phone, so nobody's gonna back down. So we're gonna have this conversation. So we're going back and forth, blah blah blah. We're having this conversation. So that's prior to the event. So I was for sure, based on that conversation, that we had lost him, and he was going to not be there at our event. But it turns out that even with that conversation, he still came, him and his family, and we had a good time. I'm sure he ate well, and then now I'm here on the platform. So we went from having a conversation, knowing that we're on two different thought processes in certain areas, but the main goal is just way more important. So I certainly want to salute Prince and Princess Medaya and everyone who has that mindset, because we have to have that if we're going to manifest prophecy. Hallelujah.
May the Most High be praised. May the Most High be praised. But that's how you know when people are about it, man. When they're about it, they're not going to let these little things get in the way, because they see the bigger picture. They see what needs to be done. And it ain't about how I feel inside myself. It's about what I understand to be right, truth, and just. And that's how we have to move. All glory go to the Most High King of all creation. Family, we come back today at 3 o'clock. We get ready to take our break. That break lasts for an hour, and we come back today at 3 o'clock. Ima, you want to read that?
Okay, I can read it. Sister Janaea says, transparency among leadership is so important because it allows the people to see growth. It gives them hope. It gives them understanding. It's almost like a gift that's almost that the Most High allows them to see.
All right.
Absolutely. And then Sister Zakaria says, yes, we truly had a beautiful time. And as our first experience on the land, I treasure this. The children had a beautiful time. And the Spirit of the Most High the Spirit of the Father was absolutely present. So,
all right, there you go. And that's how it get done.
yes.
That's how it get done. All right. So, family, if there's any questions or comments, now is the time to ask them. We're about to take our break until 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, we come back, and we got this powerful lesson that's going to be it. First, we go through our commandments. Y'all know that. And then we get into our lesson. And today's lesson is going to be real good. I would advise you to show up, take with your notepads, your pens, and your paper. There's going to be a lot of things for you to write down, take some notes. You're going to learn something today. Just like you learned earlier today, you're going to learn something else today. Yes. So it's a wonderful, wonderful time, wonderful event. And Moreh Daud, thank you very much. May the Most High bring you thousands and thousands of years of happiness and success in righteousness. And my hat is off to your Isha as well, man. Y'all two like powerhouse right there. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that. You know, it's when a man walks a certain way. Now, I've never met your wife like I've met you. I mean, personally, you know, I met her, but I didn't meet her like you. If she was at the event, then I met her. Because I met a lot of people that didn't remember. That was about 3-4 years ago, right?
He be saying that like it was like 20-25 years ago. But yes, Prince, yes.
A long time, man. We did so much since then. But you never know a man till you meet his wife. Because men front, men lie. Men demonstrate something in public and be something else in private.
Mm-hmm.
But you never know a man till you meet his wife. Because his wife gonna tell it. She gonna tell it. And he might be scared for you to meet his wife because his wife gonna tell it. And she don't have to tell it with her mouth. She tells it with her actions. She tells what kind of man she's married to, how she carries herself, how she speaks, and how she does what she does. So, therefore, your wife has been telling on you, man. Your wife been out here showing off in the nation. She been doing her thing, man. She's helping people, leading people, teaching people. She's coming together to unify people. And all that does is it talks about you. So keep up the good work. Keep up the good work.
Told out Lovely for doing that. I am she's in the front for a reason. I'm just here to, to clean up where she messed up, It ain't about me. Hallelujah for you, Kayuya. Nah, it ain't about me.
Right.
That's her walk. That's her walk with the Creator.
Yeah, but her walk reflects you. I pray that you understand that. Her walk speaks about you having to say anything about yourself. If you didn't even come and you just shut up and been quiet, she represents you. So her walk is talking about you. Everything that she does talks about you.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. And can I say, after Shabbat, we can post her link because she has some great herbs and things. Like, I purchased some stuff from her and it's amazing. So she's definitely she has some great products for us as Israel, healthy alternatives to different things that are out there. And so most high willing, I'll remember Akare Shabbat to post her link on this class so that when people view it later, they can see it. But yes, beautiful sister indeed.
Absolutely. Most high be praised. But bro, the women ain't gonna lie on us, man. They gonna tell the truth. And they tell it, they ain't gotta open their mouth. They tell it through their actions. And we pick a lot, we put a lot into the personality and characters of our sisters. So they don't go out there and lie on us. I need y'all to understand what I'm saying so y'all understand without me having to say it. This is what I'm saying. In Buda land, we demonstrate a certain type of characteristics in our sisters. We teach them, we show them. Everything is done by example. We don't have to force them to do anything. That spirit of who they are just comes to the surface, and we have to take it to the very top by how we deal with them. When they go out into the public, they represent well. They stand out from the other sisters, a lot of other sisters they stand out from, because that spirit that emanates within them brings them and causes them to shine to a higher degree or a higher level. So in reality, what's really taking place is all that we put into them by providing and taking care of and showing them how to live, they emulate that back to the world. They regurgitate that back to the world through their actions by helping others. And that's what your wife has done today. She's shown that she's not like everybody else. She's shown us that you're not like everybody else by showing us that she's not like everybody else. So may the Most High be praised. Total robot.
Yeah.
All right, family. Somebody want to speak?
So luckily, Prince. He ain't gonna like this, but in honor of Moreh Daud, coming on and blessing the platform, we're gonna go ahead and play Everybody Know the Song. And we're gonna close out. We see y'all later. Prince, y'all got nothing else to say? Go ahead if you do, but if not, y'all make sure y'all come back at 3 p.m. But we're gonna close out with I'm an Israelite. Hopefully it comes out through the speaker okay, because I don't have a system. But here we go.
Hallelujah. They ask me who I am. They ask me who I am, I told them I'm an Israelite. That's right, I'm an Israelite. They ask me where I'm from, I told them you can pick a side. We worldwide, I'm an Israelite. Whether through scripts or history, know I can show you. In the army of Yahweh, boy, I'm a soldier. They ask me who I am, I told them I'm an Israelite.
That's right, I'm Israelite. When I say Israelite, they say you Jewish. Look, don't be foolish. Come get a dose of this mental renewing. See how we brew it, it's just different. Like, for instance, first thing to know, brother, the culture, no religion. Talking the bloodline, they say we Jacob children. And yeah, that's a fact.
I'm sorry, y'all. That's not the way it's supposed to sound. But I don't know what's going on. But yeah, we'll play it another time. You know, we played it a couple times, but it's real chopped and screwed. Shout out to Texas.
Can you put the
Okay.
link in the chat at some point? Maybe they can
Yeah.
link on
I'll make
Spotify.
sure I put the music in the chat in the comment section for those listening that may not have ever heard it before. And if you're Israelite and you haven't heard it, then you need to take your Israelite stripes away. But we're going to go ahead and put it in the comments for you all to hear. All right.
Hallelujah. May the Most High bless y'all. Prince, Nasik, Akio, Toda Abba for having me on the platform. May the Most High increase what y'all are doing. And let's rise above the nonsense to do what we need to do for the kingdom. Hallelujah. Shalom.
Shalom.